Oh, good evening there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the TEC Gauntlet Season 1 powered by WD and AMD Ryzen Radeon. I'm your host, Assassin47, and joining me on the desk is going to be Universe and Salty, customers and analysts. And, well, it is a pleasure to have you on board, Salty, for this specific day.
I've been missing Valorant a lot, honestly. I'm not sure how much I can add on with my silver gameplay, but it's interesting to watch TEC Gauntlet, especially from the desk, and be able to cast it alongside Universe, and of course joined by you. So I'm pretty excited.
Well, definitely, we all are. The second match for the day is pretty intense. And before we jump into that, Universe, how are you doing, buddy?
I have been waiting for that long weekend to get over so that I can get back over here and, get back to this beautiful action of the TEC Gauntlet. And as it started in the afternoon, it was quite an interesting affair back when Global Esports were facing Simple at the 1 p.m. game. And now that we are here at the later stage of the game today, it is Force1 versus Godlike, and this is going to be interesting just as much as the previous one was, because we saw Simple, they did take one map off of Global Esports, and that was a very entertaining match. So I hope this is just as much and it goes all the way as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Simple, they shocked us all with that performance of the map of Split. But yeah, that was match number 1. Let's just get on to business for match number 2. It's gonna be Force1 Esports and Godlike Esports. Both of these teams try to fight it out for glory, trying to just get on top of the group standings as well. Talking about the standings though, let's quickly jump over towards the MVP standings first and figure out who exactly are the players who are standing out for the specific week. I mean, we did see before match number 1 started, the MVP standings, and we did have a conversation over the desk that Rafa and Deathmaker, they pretty much are going to be going full ham today. Rafa is going to try his level best to just dethrone Deathmaker, but at the same time, Deathmaker is just way too good. He's also going to be adding to his stats as well. So, thoughts on the MVP standings, Universe?
I think, I think this is one of the matchups that we've all been waiting for, because I think Rafa and Deathmaker have been on the very top for so long, haven't they? We've seen Cactus be there from probably week 1, but today it's all about those two teams, Godlike and Force1, and these two men right here, Deathmaker and Rafa. And I think that the fans have been quite waiting for this, and I'm pretty sure that so have we, because watching the top 2 MVP standing players to go ahead and fight it out and to see who's going to be taking that top spot as we move in towards the last match of this group stage for both of these teams. I mean, the only thing that's separating them right now is probably that Deathmaker has a higher ACS, which could be overtaken by Rafa today. But it's not that easy to stop Deathmaker, is it?
I mean, Deathmaker, as I said, he's going to be adding up to his numbers as well. Rafa, the guy is great, but at the same time, going up against a player like Deathmaker as well, who consistently drops in a 30 bomb every single game, it's going to be tough for Rafa to go ahead and dethrone him as well. We'll definitely see what exactly is going to happen in the match. But Salty, I want your opinions on the MVP standings. I mean, this is going to be it's going to be a new site for you, so just go ahead, take your time, and let us know your opinion as well on the MVP standings.
You know what I mean? Talking about MVPs, I've always talked about how this is supposed to be a team game. And sure, when Real Madrid plays Barcelona, you talk about Lionel Messi versus Ronaldo, talking about pre-transfer era. But then it's always team versus team, right? A lot of eyes will be on Deathmaker versus Rafa, but I'm looking at the whole team overall. And it doesn't really matter if one of these guys kind of underperform. I guess the rest of the players are there to just lift them up when they're not performing. So it's going to be a team game at the end of the day, and not just Deathmaker versus Rafa. Sure, a lot of storylines can be built off of them, but I guess the victory and things that really matter at the end of the day is going to be dependent on the team.
That's true. I mean, the entire coordination and the synergy is something that we are looking forward to as well, coming out from both of these teams. The thing is that Godlike Esports, the last time we saw them on the Gauntlet, they kind of made some iffy decisions. So, looking forward to seeing if they're going to be continuing that today as well or not. We hope they don't. Otherwise, Force One Esports might just be walking away with it, because Force One Esports are looking for some blood. So, yeah, they definitely want to climb up on the board as well. Talking about the board, talking about the group standings, let's quickly head on towards the group standings and see what exactly is the storyline over there. Because Force One Esports, apparently, they have been, dominating quite a lot nowadays in the Gauntlet, and they have secured themselves a second spot. I still remember week number 2 or week number 3 was actually Godlike Esports, who were at the top at the first position. But then Global Esports and Force One Esports, they climbed up the board, and they've now secured the first and the second spot respectively. So Force One Esports, it surely is going to be that moment for them where they wanna get this win and just hold on to that spot in the second position, whereas Godlike Esports, they themselves want to inch closer to Global Esports. Well, what are your thoughts on the group standings, Zuno?
Talking about this particular matchup, I want to say that this is about who's going to be coming out on top. I mean, they have qualified, right? Both of these teams have qualified for the playoffs, so we might see a bit of a easy, BC, match coming up for both of these, because they've secured what they wanted at the bare minimum, right? And that is to be in that top 4 spot. And to be honest, at the beginning of the TEC Gauntlet itself, we expected when this group was formed that we could be potentially seeing about a 90% chance of global F1 and Godlike making up to the top 3, and we are seeing the same happen over here. That 4th spot actually is what was a little bit up and down about, where we were talking. And to be honest, I do want to shine some light on the entire group standings, and how these 3 teams of Tempest, Valor, and Azuma have been fighting for that 1 spot. And now that Tempest have actually come up ahead out of nowhere. To be honest, Valor were holding on to that spot, right? And there is 1 match left for almost everybody over here, except for
It's simple, yeah.
Except for Simple and Global and Insignia as well. Yeah. So there's 3 teams over here who have a match left, and the question is, who's going to be coming on to that 4th spot, joining the likes of Godlike F1. But today, it's right now, it's all about Godlike and F1, and to see who's going to be taking over the other, because Godlike, if they need to come on top of F1, if they need to come on the 2nd spot, right below Global, they need to win this. Otherwise, even if they pick up 1 map, it's not going to be enough, and F1 are going to run away with it.
I mean, Force One Esports, they definitely need to be very careful when in the map veto as well. I mean, Godlike Esports, we pretty much are definitely going to be seeing a lot of bind being thrown into there, and I guess we might just see Haven as well. You never know. Both of these teams love to play the map of Haven. Map veto, well, we definitely are going to be talking about the map veto for much later. Before all of that, we definitely are going to be looking at both of the rosters, and we're going to have an idea as to what exactly are we to expect out of this specific match as well. So let's get on towards the team intro coming out from the side of Godlike Esports and see what exactly is going to be the lineup coming out from Godlike Esports for the day. Well, we definitely are going to be seeing Deathmaker, Rexy, Hevan, Anti, and Whitehorse. Unfortunately, by the way, we did get an update that Whitehorse isn't going to be playing this specific match, so it's going to be Flex to step in for him. So it's going to be Deathmaker, Rexy, Hevan, Anti, and Flex. So, thoughts on Godlike Esports? I want to start off with you, Salty. What do you think about this team?
The way Havan has been leading the team right from the front, not just with his idling skills, but also by example, being on the battlefield and shoving those heads. He's been doing an amazing job, honestly. And when he has those right hand and left hand combinations of Deathmaker, Anti, it is going to be very difficult for Force One. I'm not gonna rule them out completely, but their star-started lineup, yeah, they have got a lot more potential than they've shown in events lately. But I just want them to perform, especially me being from Bengal, watching Antidote and Deathmaker play on the same side. It's a pleasure.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Godlike Esports, they're known to showcasing some intense Valorant for sure, and I guess they are just gonna do whatever they do best, and that is frag, put up the numbers and put the big W as well on the board. Well, thoughts about Godlike Esports coming out from you, Universe. What do you think?
I mean, I think I've casted almost every single one of their matches until now because Godlike, they are quite a favorite team for a lot of people out there. And to be honest, it is very very entertaining to watch them play, and it is very fun, to watch when they are winning because these guys, they have when you watch Deathmaker smile, it's like a lot of people's hearts just bloom like a sunflower because he is one of the best players in the region, and he's put up a lot of very dedicated performances for his team to be where they are right now. And today, Godlike, they need to come up again together as a team. Like you said, the last time they played, it wasn't as much as you would expect against Global because they kind of got downsided by a huge margin. And today I don't think they should let that happen. They shouldn't be going into this more casually, even though they have qualified. It is about that second spot because the more you assert your dominance, the easier you think easier it's actually gonna be for you to carry on that momentum into the playoffs, because over there you're going to be facing off teams from the other group, and over there I am pretty sure it's not going to be very easy when you've got the likes of Velocity, Samurai, all of them coming into the mix. And boy, I mean, Godlike, they need to step up today if they want to get their confidence up and going.
Well, to be honest, it's gonna be the fight for glory, basically, for both of
Yeah.
these teams. Like, in terms of the changes, though, right? There aren't gonna be there are gonna be many changes that are gonna happen on the group standings as well, apart from obviously getting that second spot. So, yeah, in terms of if you just take the entire group stages into consideration, I guess it won't make that much of a difference the specific game. But yeah, if it comes out of pride, their glory, it definitely does. I mean, who doesn't want to be in that second spot as well? So yeah, it definitely is going to be that specific fight for both of these teams. Now let's quickly take a look at the player spotlight coming out from the side of Team Godlike Esports and see which player is in the light today and is gonna carry the team over to the second spot. So I guess it's gonna be Anti coming out from the side Godlike Esports with 170 kills, 125 deaths, 20 assists, and an ACS of 230. The player, he's just an absolute beast within himself. I mean, I know for a fact that they kind of had a little bit of a switcheroo in terms of the rules as well. So Anti, most probably we'll be seeing him on the Jet, but then all of these stats on the Sage is pretty intense, isn't it? I want to start off with you, Salty. Thoughts on Antidote?
Sure. I mean, 170 kills and 125 deaths on the Sage. It looks like I've been pretty much living under a rock because the last time I saw Antidote was on the Jet. He was like fragging left and right with the AWP. So I definitely want to see him on the AWP again. But looking at the stats and looking at the numbers, sure. I mean, an average combat score of 230, that's insane.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is just crazy. Even with the Sage, he just goes ham onto his opponents. The way he just takes the fight head on against his opponents as well as something that sets him apart as well as a Sage player. So, yeah, what do you think about Anti and his Sage skills, Mr. Universe?
I think that this guy is one of the most explosive players they have on the team. From the time he's joined Godlike, he's been, kind of searching for quite a different kind of a role than what he used to play in his previous team. He was looking for a little bit of a more open, we've seen that Antidote has sometimes picked up the role of trying to do the IGL. He's, tried to work his brain around that, role as well. And especially when we see him on Ascent, he's got that Sage up and running, and it doesn't matter if he's on Sage or Jet. The man knows how to frag, and the proof is in the stats that we've seen. 170 and over 200 ACS clearly shows that this man knows what to do, even with it doesn't matter which agent he's playing on. And now that he's more flexible, he's not just a duelist. You can play him as a sage. And, I'm pretty sure with time to come, Antidote is definitely going to be venturing into other roles to try to see what he can play best and fit into this lineup more comfortably as. And I'm pretty sure that's not just going to be, for his usage. It's going to be for Godlike, to rely on a player who's so flexible, who can let other players play in their own role while he can comfortably sit in. It's like that when you go for a club, for a ranked game or park game, and you just see all these players. Okay, there's insta lockers and all of that, but there's sometimes when you feel like, okay, guys, you know what? I'm gonna fill in for the team. Antidote is, probably trying to be that fill in for the team because he's comfortable with Jet, he's comfortable with Sage, and he might as well be comfortable with any other agent because he knows how to work his aim. And today, if he brings on that very same aim, then I think Force One will have a force coming their way to stop them.
Well, to be honest, Anti, he had to, take his sweet time as well in order to gel in with the team. When he first started off with Godlike Esports, he was facing a lot of problems. He had some personal issues as well, because of which he was not able to perform, and there were a lot of bashes coming his way as well. And to be honest, Anti, he just fought through them all, and now he's at a place where he perfectly gels in with the team, and the entire team coordination and synergy is going well. So Godlike Esports, we definitely are looking forward to seeing Anti perform today against Force One Esports as well. If he does, then I kind of feel bad for Force One Esports because Anti Deathmaker together just going ham on towards Force One Esports is definitely going to be an interesting sight to witness as well. But moving on towards the team intro coming out from the side of Force One Esports, let's figure out what exactly is going to be their lineup for today as well. Force One Esports, we know for a fact that these guys are just popping off nowadays in a way where you wouldn't even imagine them to. So again, similar story to Godlike Esports, where Force One Esports kind of had a tough time starting off with the Gauntlet, but then slowly but surely they got it all back, and now that they're all settled in their boot camp, they have got themselves all set together as a unit. They are making things happen. So thoughts on Force One Esports universe?
Force One, they have been quite a bit of pain for quite a lot of teams over here because of the way that they play. They're so strategic, they're so surgical with the way they play. Every single player on their team, you could pretty much call them an aim guard because every single person has that raw aim which has got them to be in this lineup, and now they are 5 wins up. And Force One have been that kind of a very interesting team to watch because you've got the likes of RVK, who you see usually on the Sentinel, but the man the way he plays, you can expect him to play as a duelist as well. That Cypher role that he usually plays, he plays that role so well, and you see him on the Sheriff, he can absolutely bring out an entire round with just that one pistol. Rafa, he's on the MVP standings, and he's shown how good he is, how explosive he is as a duelist. You see Scargod with that Astra, his utility usage is a top notch, one among the best there is. And at the same time, how can you forget about the way that this guy handles that Vandal? His one taps are so crazy. And just like that, every other person on this team is just so good with the role that they play, and they fit in themselves into this beautiful cog-like machine which cannot run one without the other. And that I think is the best thing about F1. They have that teamwork coming in. It's just about enhancing their communication level, because they had a bit of a downfall with Global Esports. Definitely they did pick up a map though, but in the end it was Global Esports who picked up against them. And today they have another titan coming up against them, Godlike Esports. And for sure it is going to be something that's going to be a very difficult task for them, but not so difficult, because I think both of these teams at this moment right now are pretty evenly faced. And it's about those little star play shows that is shown by their stars, which is a star startup lineup for both of these teams. It's about who is going to be doing that little bit extra for their team, and in the end it's going to be their team who comes up.
Well, definitely. We all want to see some action coming out with the Sheriff on towards RVK. So we're pretty much looking forward to, seeing him go full ham with the Sheriff as well. But let's move on towards the player spotlight coming out from the side of Team Force One Esports and see who exactly is going to be that player who's going to be standing out from the rest. So it's going to be Shivi today. the resident initiator for the side of Force One Esports, the incredible Sova, as you would like to call him, the guy with the crazy lineups for sure. 102 kills, 149 deaths, 164 assists, and an ACS of 171. So Shivi, to be honest, just to give a little bit of an intro, right? Right off the bat, he was not having the best of times, as I did mention, right? And he was focusing a little bit too on towards utility usage, and thus you would see him, not put up crazy numbers like the other duelists in the country as well in terms of the flagging department. But Shivi, when it comes down to raw utility usage, he has always been a very, very crucial part of the team, and he's been supporting the team as well when it comes down to getting intel for the team, and based on top of that, capitalizing in terms of the fragging department as well. But yeah, Salty, I want to ask you this: what are your opinions on Shivi?
You know what, like especially in India, we have this sort of weird taboo that, oh man, this guy has less kills than he has deaths, so supposedly he's not a good player. But I mean, especially in this game where utility usage plays such a huge role, I feel like Shivi has done enough. The amount of information that he has brought to his team is incredible, and it's not always about you opening up fights or you opening up kills and setting up the man advantage or setting up your team in a position. I guess sometimes tactically you can put your team in a position, especially with the intel, especially with the reconnaissance. You can put your team in a position where a team can build off of that, right? I want to double click on what Universe just said. They are a well-oiled machine, and everyone plays off the backs of each other. So everyone's contribution is important, and so is Shivi's as well. And with the Sova, he has done justice to his team.
True. I mean, Shivi, he has always been the guy to just gather that aggressive intel as well for the team, so that the players like Knight Rider can just go ahead and play off that information as well. So Shivi, I completely agree to you on that, Salty. I mean, this specific taboo, it needs to go away as well, and it's high time the audience realize the fact that Shivi is such an important asset to the team as well. So yeah, that was Force One Esports, their lineup and their player spotlight as well. Now I know for a fact that you guys are very excited to just jump straight into the game as well. But before that, there are going to be certain maps that are going to be played in the specific best of three. So let's take a look at the map veto as well and see which are the maps that are going to be played between both of these teams. What is going to be the battlefield set by both of these teams as well? And wow, I kind of predicted it right? I said that we are going to be seeing Haven and Bind in there as well. So it is going to be Haven to be played, map number 1. Map number 2 is going to be Bind, and the decider is going to be Ascent. So starting off with you, Universe, what do you think about the map veto?
I think this is a pretty good. I mean, I think these three are the most played maps in the pool of the entire group stages, and it's not that often that you see Ascent be a decider map, do you? Because it's usually it's either picked first or it's banned, and you see another like a icebox or a breeze be thrown into the equation. But here, Ascent is being played as a last resort, and now we have Haven, which is picked by F1, and we have Bind, which is a usual pick from Godlike. And I think it's more of a thing over here where we can see the team which has picked their map go into their own hands, and we could see it go all the way to Ascent. But right now, I think when we're starting off with Haven, F1 definitely have a bit of a better play over here. We've seen them play, and they have been quite good on Haven. It's their home map, and I love how, especially you talk about Shivi. He is the MVP. He is in the spotlight, and the use of Sova in this map is pretty very, very useful. Those recons on those and that owl drone to clear out so many corners is very useful. But at the same time, given that Godlike Esports, they are coming into this map with a mission to try to dethrone F1 from that second spot, they are going to be doing everything they can on defense, because we know that Haven is attack sided, and if they allow F1 to run away with the first half, then I think Godlike have to just they have to go to Bind and see what they can do there, because if F1 pick up the momentum and if they pick up the pace in their home map, then I think it's going to be shut out pretty quickly.
I mean, we definitely are expecting this to go all 3 maps to just go the distance as well, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, I would be happy if Force One Esports go ahead and pick the map of Haven, and then Godlike Esports, they come up with a befitting reply, and then just drag it on towards Ascent as well. But thoughts on the map veto, Salty? What do you think?
I'm actually pretty happy that we start off with Haven. Of course, there's going to be that tactical touch to it with 3 sides, and both the teams having a lot of options in terms of their man deployment. followed up by Bind and Ascent, expecting a rather buggish decider in the last game. Not sure how that's gonna pan out for Team F1 Esports to start on defense, but pretty much just as expected, Team GODLIKE Esports, who are almost exceptional in Bind, especially with Hevan sometimes picking up that Viper, he can definitely pull off some unorthodox plays on that map. But I mean, starting off with Haven, I guess it's a best start it can be with all that tactical display. Expecting to see some strategic Valorant right now.
Yeah, I mean, strategy is going to be something that we are to expect out of the specific match as well. Because in terms of the fragment department, I guess both of these teams have got their individual aim stars. But when it comes down to strategy, it is going to be down to the amount of experience that you bring in as well as an IGL. So I guess Hevan, he kind of has an edge in that specific department. So let's see what exactly is going to happen in this specific best of three as well. So before we jump into the game, before we jump into the caster's desk, I just want to give out a huge shout out to our sponsors as well. WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon for making the TEC Gauntlet Season 1 possible. Please do check out the links down in the description below. WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon, they've got some amazing deals for you guys as well for your next big upgrade. So why don't you guys go ahead and check out the links down in the description below. Also, registrations for Season 2 Qualifier 3 are now live. Please go ahead and get your team registered if you guys want to be part of the biggest Valorant event in the region as well. While you're at it, before we jump into the caster's desk, we are going to be having a short break. So why don't you guys go ahead and grab yourselves a can of Red Bull as well, because you might just need it. This specific best of three is going to drain you out of energy as well, because you guys are going to be left scratching your head as to what exactly is going to happen. But don't worry, we've got our narrators for the day as well, Salty and Universe. We're going to be walking you through it. So we're going to be right back after a short break with the caster's desk and the match as well. You guys were watching the TEC Gauntlet Season 1 powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We're going to be right back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this TEC Gauntlet Season 1 powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. I'm your caster for today, Universe, and I've got by my side Salty And Salty, I want to know, how are you feeling? We're just about to dive into the game in a couple of minutes now. And I know we spoke a lot about this game in analyst desk, but now that we're in the caster desk and we're going to be speaking as casters, we've got that thing that looms around is always called the caster curse. And to be honest, I'm very ignited to apply it over here because I want to see if it works or not. So what do you think? What's going to happen?
I'm gonna sit on the fence first because I need a stethoscope because my heart is pumping already. Because F1 versus Godlike, people will put their bets on Godlike because, of course, a lot of people's favorite players are in there already. Antidote, you call them. You have Havan as well. Others. It's gonna be pretty interesting to find out how F1 can react to it. We've seen them thump a lot of big teams in the process. I've casted them in other events as well, so it's gonna be pretty interesting how they, what kind of strategy do they bring in. They of course start on I guess they start on attack, right? So it'll be interesting for them to kind of get few rounds on board already, and then Godlike, the ball will be on their court to defend.
Absolutely. And now that we're heading into the agent selection, we can see pretty much everything has been selected over here. Scargod, usually we see him on the Astra, but this time he's choosing to go for the Omen. Rafa, he is on the Phoenix role. And here's a bit of, that difference in the teams that's going to be coming in. Reina is being picked by Deathmaker. He's opting to go for the Empress over here. And Rafa, he's going for the Phoenix. And on the other side, let me remind you, Scargod is on Omen, not a usual site that we see, because he's probably, the most comfortable on Astra, and we've seen him play even this map on Astra. So I don't exactly know what F1 are thinking, but hey, if they've got something up their mind, then for sure it should work out for them. And as we are going to be slowly heading into the game, guys, it is Force 1 versus Godlike Esports, and this is going to be one to remember for sure, because these players, they have been seen across this entire tournament and they have been performing at the very best levels. You can see your favorite players on the screen. You can see your favorite players perform in game as well, and I cannot wait for this to begin as we move in to the pistol round. Take it away, Salty.
Yep, true that. Interesting enough, we have Antidote on the Jet, so it is a good sign for me to kind of see him back on his trademark agent. Let's see what he can pull off, though. Right off the bat, we can see a setup towards the mid. Team F1 Esports might try and ask Team Godlike Esports to try and react to this. An aggressive B push already. Rafa will push up, right? The Molotov comes in, will try and break all the reinforcements that come in from Godel. With frenzy, he goes all the circle, takes two players down. Knight Rider to double up on it. This is straight up Force 1 Esports to bang on, go hot against Godlike Esports.
Oh no, Rexy! He misses a couple of shots with that classic, and he's gonna get punished for it. And now Havan, last man left, the IGL, also the controller. And now he's going to be spotted out. Yeah, he's going to be spotted out. And there's 4 players he needs to face. There's one head, but no more. F1 is going to be taking him... Sorry, RVK is going to be taking him down from the side of F1. And Godlike, I don't think they quite expected that round to go like as it just did, because that was a pretty aggressive push in from the side of F1, and it worked out for them. And Rafa, he is quite a bit of, the man with that aggressive push coming in, as he got, those 2 frags. And Scargod, a little bit of brotherly love, as he has got a white horse with a heart behind him. Hey guys, that's the love you love to see, right? In between these players. I mean, they might have, their rivalry in game, but Scargod, I love to see it, my friend.
True that. True that. Good start from Force 1 Esports, honestly. Godlike Esports, they did try to push up early. I saw Antidote kind of push up all towards a B main area. So try to maybe, put all the brakes on the side of Force 1 Esports, but then they didn't really do that. Tried to go aggressive towards B and got all the control in the world they needed. This time around, what do you think they are discussing? Maybe things did work out for Force 1 Esports early on, but then this round will be very crucial, because if Godlike get this round, I guess all the hard work in the first one is going to be nullified.
Yeah, it is for sure. But the thing about Force One this time is that they have the advantage, and I'm not quite sure if Godlike gonna be choosing to force into this round. They might aggress a bit for sure. Like they might go for, because it is an eco for them, and they need to move in and maybe try to disrupt as many weapons as they can, disrupt the movement of Force One into the second round. But I don't think that they're gonna have enough of help from their own utility to get this happening. So pretty sure Force One should be picking up this round pretty easily. And now that we have a little bit of a technical issue that had come in, and we are gonna have a little bit of a pause, and it looks like it's gonna be going down pretty soon. Now, just like I talk about it, it's gonna be the game resuming, and we have Godlike trying to go a little aggressive. As we can see, Deathmaker pushed up towards this tight little corner. Rafa moving in. He has an idea. Deathmaker should be here. And there goes the head of Deathmaker. But Flex, immediate to get that, trade coming in. He gets Rafa's head. And now coming in the push for that garage position, Rexy is going to be taken down by RVK. And Flex is going to get just shut down as he gets a bullet into the head. And Knight Rider is going to be shutting him down completely as he dashes in to get that kill. Pretty much what we expected. One weapon has been dropped, an antidote, trying to get another. Praise the classic. That burst is not going to work out in his favor. Another last man standing again. Evan, the IGL has only 1 star and a classic. And, sometimes, actually pretty much many times, I've seen him pull at least 1 kill at the bare minimum in these kind of rounds where Godlike have lost the pistol and they're going into the second round without anything left. And looks like Hevan trying to salvage that ghost maybe that was dropped by Deathmaker. And in the process, he's clearing out every single corner towards him. He can pick up that alt orb as well, but he's choosing not... Oh, actually, wait, he's going for the Spectre. All right, he's going for a little extra fight. He should have picked up the ultimate orb, shouldn't he?
30 seconds left.
Yeah, we should have, of course. But you know what? A Spectre is kind of costly, right? 1600 creds. Will try and save it up, but Knight Rider is there to shut him down. Maybe, yes, he is. And again, all that effort has been taken down. But I guess it's a good stuff from Force One, honestly. Kept it clean. Didn't lose a player, if I'm not mistaken. So all the economic credit, all the economic boost is just going to build up. Now, this is where things start, right? This is where everything is going to come into play, where Godlike might bring up all those big guns and go up against the Spectres, and will try to get this round because a 2-0 right at the start sort of puts a little bit of pressure on their shoulders. Will try and relieve that, maybe brushed off a little bit, and then maybe start trying to bring down Team Force One.
Yeah, absolutely. And now that Godlike, they have a little bit of an advantage. They've got the weaponry, they've got the big guns in their hands. And Antidote trying to spray down a bit of a, HP towards that position of mid-window. And RVK, he receives a couple of bullets, but not too much that he can't handle it. And here comes Flex's Owl Drone. He's not going to spot out anybody, but RVK is still in this mid-window as Force One are aggressing towards A. They've got Spectres, they've got everything that they need for a close-range fight for sure. But not so much for handling these Vandals and Phantoms that are in the hands of Godlike. And here comes Rafa. He's already having that run it back, and he's going to be aggressing in. He's going to get taken down by Flex as Deathmaker finds Knight Rider, and he heals himself completely. And here comes the force of Deathmaker. He's popping another head, but it's only going to be the tag onto his head. 124 HP. He's been taken off a Shivy, and now Scarguard, he just teleports himself to safety as Force One. They know they cannot take this A side. RVK has put in the camera towards B, and he might just lurk up inside over here. But Hevan is here to cover him off. He's not going to be spotted by the camera, and Hevan's going to be taking out his camera. The cage coming into position, and here comes Hevan Stars. He's going to be placing them in to pull in RVK, but nobody's going to be there to receive that vulnerability. Either Rafa nor RVK. Both of them are now going to be walking in as Antidote is here to help out Hevan as well. But he's going to be looking at a... Oh boy. Tripwire comes in and down goes the plant. And Tripwire immediately destroyed. No time. Deathmaker though. Coming in the plant. Denies the plant. RVK. He's going to take down 2 himself and the plant goes down. RVK. The Cypher. Oh my god. RVK. Rafa gets one. Antidote. He gets the kill onto Rafa and just enough for Godlike to win this round. And it was going to take down a beautiful frag onto RVK as well, the man who was causing so much damage. And my word, I almost thought that RVK was going to pull that off. But, his patience did prove him a little bit superior as he got those 3 kills. And so did Deathmaker. But, yeah, that was very close for comfort, wasn't it? Because Force One could have almost gotten away with it.
Yeah, I mean, you reaped in praise for RVK at the start of the Mash, and rightfully so. I mean, he almost took away that round from Team Godlike's favor, especially after Deathmaker got the 3 early frags. After that, the fact that Team Force 1 beat them down to a pulp and bring them almost to a one-man victory, round victory, that was so close. Knight Rider already pushing up. The garage region will break the cam, but his intel has already been given out. Now, Team Godlike, they are well prepared for this. Heavan will try and shut him down, but Knight Rider, beautiful headshot over there, trying to take things low, but doubles up onto Rexy. Rafa gets antidote, and this is complete side control. Godlike has been completely shut down. The responsibility will be on Deathmaker, but I guess he's gonna fall back and save the weapon for now.
Yeah, I mean, what more can you expect in a 5v2 when Knight Rider just opens up the C side like he just did? And Godlike, they are immediately on the back lines. That second round that went into the first round that went into the favor was, you know, on the basis of time, because RVK was forced off of that plant because of Antidote pushing in, and on the other side when he got that third kill as well. And that was the only reason that you know, Godlike actually won that round. And now Godlike, they are forced to being saved these weapons. Oh, Deathmaker, he's got 2 players who went past him, and he flags. Oh, he's not gonna get spotted actually, and that might just get him a kill. Oh, God, cheeky little Flex. Wow, I did not expect him to win that duel at all. But Flex, he did not expect that either. And Scargod is going to be taking him down. And ice cold wanes from Scargod, as Deathmaker is going to be the only man to save a weapon for the side of Godlike. And 3-1, and they are not looking too comfortable, are they, Salty?
Not at all. At least not at the start of the game for sure. They can definitely shift things up, and I'm not really ruling them out because this is very early stage of the game, and they can definitely mount a comeback, right? Just a 2-round difference as of now, but Force 1, they look strong, and Godlike on the other hand, they look a bit vulnerable. Again, all the informations, but Antidote has been kind of stuck in. Knight Rider will try and push up Universe. The honor is all yours.
Yeah, now that look at this. Now they're trying to sell a fake, I should believe, but look at this push coming from Heavan. Oh boy. RVK should have definitely heard this, and he's looking in the right direction, and there it is, the kill going on to him. And here comes the neural step as well. Rafa, he gets one, he didn't need it, but Antidote is immediately back there, and as soon as he pops the knife, he's gonna be going down by the hands of Scargod. And here is the last man standing again, Deathmaker, who has the weapon he saved in the previous round, but no longer is going to be allowed to save it because RVK is going to be shutting him down. And F1, they have another easy lead. Look at the smile on the face of Scargod. He is having fun for sure, as we are moving into a little bit of a dominant play being shown here by Force 1, especially that little, you know, that neural theft quite helped them a lot. Antidote, he did a little bit of damage onto Rafa as he took his head down with that Sheriff, but Scargod was quick to trade and get another kill on top of that, as Rexy went down as well. And Deathmaker, he couldn't do anything over here. He just had to give up his life. And now they do have a buy. Antidote is on that operator, as you said that you love seeing Antidote on that operator, and hope that he would pick it up today, as he has, but at the cost of a bit of armor, as he is having only 25 armor. And Rexy, look at this cheeky little camera position that he's kept his camera in. Wow, that's very interesting. That's one to learn, folks. If you are playing a Cypher main, that's a position you want to learn, because I think that camera is going to be very useful in a couple of seconds now, as here comes the force of Force 1 again towards the A side. They're doing the same thing over and over again. I think they're going to go with the strategy that they're going to be trying to force this A side as much as they can. And here it is. Rexy going to be spotting out one, and he knows that they're entering over here. He sees the flash, he sees the outrun, and he's called out to his team that you guys need to come here immediately for this retake, because Force 1, they've already taken matters into their own hands in this A side. And with all of Rexy's utility being destroyed without him being able to do anything, here comes the plan from Force 1. The retake should be coming in from Godlike.
True that. It's going to be a bit difficult for them, honestly, because they have that one op on hand, so that can be a little less useful. We've seen Deathmaker always trying to just stay passive, at least for the start of the retake, and then try and play off of the back of his other teammates. So I guess this is going to be a good opportunity for him. Again, Churu Smoke gets one. Rexy gets another one. Force 1, they've lost 2 players already. All of them are under him, and this this is going to be a very big opportunity. Flex trades off Deathmaker, Shivy with a 1v2. They almost lined up for him, but that's about it. He will be shot down almost instantly, and another defuse. Godlike, good stuff from them. Waited a little bit, granted all the side control, gave them all the respect, because we've seen them kind of trying to battle the brute force, right? They've tried to battle the brute force of Force 1 trying to rush, and then they've fallen quite a few times. This time around, they change things up. They try and stay passive, give them all the side control in the world, and then kind of counter on the retake, which was a perfectly well laid out plan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that was their game plan initially. They looked like they wanted to, you know, give this up for a retake. They didn't want to contest A side as much because they weren't able to hold it when the force of F1 did come in. And this time they read it perfectly. They let Rexy be the only man standing towards A, and they held on for the retake. And now here comes again Force 1. They are not letting go of this A side, and here comes the Hunter's Fury as well as a run it back. Rexy gonna get one, but he's only gonna get the run it back. That was Rafa's, and he's still very much alive as Nighter takes him down. Deathmaker coming on for that flank, but this time he's gonna be stopped on his tracks. He knows that there's one close by, and he's waiting for him to peek. Shivy, he knows better because the plant is already going down. Shock darts are gonna be coming in from Flex, but they're not gonna be doing any damage to anybody because the plant is on another side of the site. And God damn it, he's gonna get peeked. With double the force, RVK and Shivy both peek together, and Rafa, what a beautiful little shot on the antidote, immediately deletes him. And now Godlike Esports 2v5 shut down so well by the side of Force 1, and a flawless round at the very best for them that came in. And look at that, they're having fun. ScarGod enjoying it. Rafa, I mean, I don't exactly know what that expression is, but I'm pretty sure he's happy.
For that, they are certainly going to be happy, and they have all the reasons to be happy. Honestly, they've been doing this over and over again, right? The A execute, which has been almost unbreakable at this point. And sure, the cipher on the side of Godlike Esports does have a proper setup, but then when all 5 players just pounce on you, you cannot really do a lot, right? And Deathmaker's backstab has been well read by this team almost every time, and with 2 players just guarding him, there is nothing that Deathmaker can pull off. At this point, I guess it is all about Force 1's dominance, but this time around they shift things up, try to execute something in Garage. Have all control in the world, catches 1 player, that is going to be Flex. The Asha was jumping back, and this time around Rafa will get 2 of his own. Rexy on the Ghost. Probably will be expecting to get 1, but no, Force 1 to keep it clean. They have a nice clean palette for themselves, which they'll be carrying on for the next round.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I mean, it was an eco round. You pretty much expected that to happen from the side of Force 1 as they got that round pretty easily. And, you know, now that Godlike, they have seen what Force 1 are capable of, they should be having some counter strategies coming into place, right? Because they've given away 6 rounds, and that is in the attacking half, although, you know, Haven is an attacking sided map. But if you let go of your momentum so heavily right up in the beginning, it's going to cost you a lot when you go into the attacking half in terms of mentality, because you're going to have a bit of, you know, that mental blockage. But at the moment, guess who does not have a mental blockage? It is Deathmaker, as he picks up that first kill for his team, and he's going to run away to safety. But no, actually he's going to come back. Shivy comes with that recon, and he's going to be throwing it in, and here goes the outrun towards Garage position. And now they know where Deathmaker is, and so they know where Heaven is. And Shock Darts coming in, but they're not committing towards Garage because B is looking more likely as RVK has positioned himself right outside. Deathmaker sending out that layer will not give any sort of information to him because there's nobody over there to break it. And here comes Force 1 towards B. Here, Godlike, they're reading this well. They've got players waiting for that retake position to come in.
Yep.
And Antidote is going to be doing the same. He's going to get one, tucking himself as he's got very low HP. 10 HP he's on, and with 1 bullet through the wall even can just kill him. And there it is. RVK is going to put that bullet into his body as they're moving towards the A link, and they're going to get flanked, and Deathmaker and Flex make short work of the remaining players left. And it's going to be Force 1 who's going to go down as Godlike read this round perfectly. And what a good counter by them. Godlike, they put up a 3rd on the board, not too far away. They can chase this half back to a 6-6. But Force 1, I mean, they are looking pretty confident, and they might just come up with something different again in the next round, because that's what they've been doing. They asserted that A side as much as they could until Godlike came up with an, a defensive strategy. And the minute they did, they went towards C. And they got C, and that round came into their favor. And now they went towards B. Now, this didn't work. So Force 1 need to do something different because they have economy. They have everything that they need. Now, the question is what they're going to be able to do with it.
true that. A pretty deep playbook, especially from the side of Team Force One, and the way this first half has been panning out, it looks like they are certainly on the lead, right? They've been taking 2 steps forward, and Godlike, they are falling back 1 step, so which certainly should mean that effectively they are ahead in terms of effectivity. But then if you look at Deathmaker again, trying to push out early, will be shut down by Nitride in an instant. Early man advantage for Force One to work with, and again they are going to go with that unbeatable AX. We've seen that this is absolutely brutal. The reveal again takes all the information in the world, but Flex will get somebody, no, irrespective of what. RBK has been shut down completely. Rafa will delete him. A 2v4 early on for Godlike, a retake which shouldn't really look very comfortable for them. Hevan and Rexy on the side need to take an early pick, but the post-plant position look very daunting, and this defense certainly does not look breakable at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't, and as a result of the same daunting defense, it is going to be Scargod is going to be taking down one, and it's going to be Night Rider to get the last one. Have fun. Yet again, the last man standing was taken down, and you know, I think they're not even in uncharted waters now, are they? Because this 2vx situation where the X is greater than at least a 3-member standing for Force One in any given round is looking so, you know, common at this point. Because I think this is maybe the 4th round that has happened where Force One have got the man advantage in at least the double the amount. As Flex, he did get one, and in a 2v4, 2v5, we've seen it happen already quite a bit of times, and that's not looking good for Godlike, because now they've given up the half, because 7-5 is going to be a minimum scoreline for the side of Force One, if at all Godlike pull back these 2 rounds. And looks like Hevan and Deathmaker, they're going for the flank again. Shivi, he might just spot them out, but Deathmaker, oh boy, look at this, look at this, look at this. Deathmaker's gonna get one. An immediate response from Shivi, who was close in, and he doesn't know.
No way.
Oh my god, this is gonna be amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this, have one, gets one, gets 2. He knows where the 3rd is, and he's gonna get the 3rd as well.
Spike down.
Have one. No way you
Dude.
just did that. That double push was so well executed. Heaven, he had to give up Deathmaker's life so that he could get the round for his team, and he has done enough. RVK, as good as the guy is, he has a spike in his hands as well, maybe, but he's got 4 players of Godlike against him who've got everything that they need to stop him in his tracks. He picks up the spike, and I'm pretty sure that Godlike are gonna let him to do so because they've got him covered. But the one thing that they don't know, that he is towards the defender side spawn. Flex is gonna be picked off any second now. Yeah, there it is. He's gonna be picked out any second. RVK, trigger discipline. Alright.
Oh, no, don't do that.
Don't go for the knife. No, he's gonna go for the headshot. Yeah. He's gonna put in the camera towards A link. And here comes the plan from the side of RVK. But he's just very okay. Why? Okay. Looks like they, yeah, no. Now they're gonna have to rotating because they know that there is nobody towards C, and even though they would have not let, you know, light the fact that the plan should have gone down, they should have they would have wanted to shut down RVK as soon as possible, but they're going to have to force into 3v1 retake, which is going to be, you know, rather easy for them. And here comes the spotting from RVK. He knows that there are players coming in from the side of defender spawn. He gets one. RVK gets what?
Wait, what?
You forget.
He just lined both of them down?
Last round before the switch.
Alright. I mean, that 1v4 clutch, as inhuman as it was, I mean, he almost found every individual player of Godlike not looking at him, right? Apart from the last 1v2, which was just lined up, he found Flex looking away. He found the Jet looking away as well. And the last 2 players, they just completely lined up. This is a debacle from the side of Godlike Esports. I mean, kudos to RVK. I'm taking nothing away from him, but Godlike.
I don't even know anymore, Salty, because at one point at the starting of the round, I was just like, okay, this is going to be another easy round for Godlike as they put up a 4th on the board. But before I could say that, it was RVK who made me eat up my words. And Antidote, he's going to get the run it back, but nothing more. Night Rider is going to be taking out the twin sister in the form of Antidote's Jet. And now Force One, although they have the B side, they've got a flank coming in. The blind comes in, but Deathmaker, he makes short work of one. He does not get the other. The weapon takes a little too long to get into his hands as he can just set himself and get that kill. And the neural theft comes in, and now they know the positions of where these players are. And it is going to be Force One who need to play a little bit slow. They're going to tread lightly as they move in towards B. They've got smokes to work with though. They do have Scar God alive, and they do even have the Sova alive. So it's pretty much an easy task for them to get information at the very least. At the other side, they have the camera as well. Oh boy, Rexy giving away his position. Spectre gets one. Come on, Rexy, you can do more. That's what his teammates will be telling him. And here comes the Hunter's Fury. Last round, need to commit it. And looks like he's gonna get it. It's gonna be godlike. We'll pull it back to a minimum of 4 to 8. And they would have wanted the previous round for sure because I'm not quite sure what just happened there. And yeah, it is going to be an 8-4 scoreline, but it is not too bad, is it? I mean, godlike, they are down. They are down a little bit, but Salty, what do you think? 8-4 is, you know, it is salvageable, isn't it?
Yep, true that. Not as respectable as a 7-5 would have been, but godlike, they lost a few rounds because of certain unforced errors. This time around, they have the opportunity to kind of turn it around, right? They are on the attacking side. They can play a bit more fluidly. The ball will be on the court of Team Force 1 to kind of see what the defense looks like. We have the Cypher on C. We have a double C setup, which was something which we didn't probably get to see from godlike Esports. This time around, one player stays B as usual, and Omen and Sova on A. But if you talk about the attacking setup, then most of them probably try and look for some information towards the mid, right? 3 of them trying to push up garage. The drone is going to give them some sort of information to work with. And this tripwires give them all the information in the world. Now, the spike is still outside C long, which means that they are probably looking out for a complete C execute. Rafa through the cyber cages. Won't get anyone. Deathmaker will shut him down. Night Rider gets a trade as well. But this is going to be a barrage of trades here and there. Left and right. Players falling. But then at the end of it all, we find only one player from the side of Team Force 1. Scar God will have the responsibility to shut it down, but won't be able to do that. Godlike, wonderful execution from them, especially the way Antidote dashed in on site and salvaged those trades one after the other.
Yeah, absolutely. And now godlike, they have something to work with. They wouldn't have wanted as many trades. I mean, I don't exactly know how Knight Rider got 2 over there because he got him through the smoke, and that's going to be okay though because the round was what godlike needed, and that is what they will be getting in their favor. And godlike, they have an advantage, but you can see that Force 1 are going to be trying to, you know, not let them take the advantage anymore. There is a Marshall and there is a couple of upgraded pistols in the play over here, and Force 1 are completely all over the A side where they expected the side of godlike to hit, but they're going to be going back after throwing in a little bit of utility where RVK is waiting. And oh boy, Deathmaker, he's going to give out the layer and his position, and here comes RVK Sheriff in his hand. He's going to get one. He's not going to get the second because Deathmaker's going to turn around just in time to get him. Rafa, he might just get the planter. Oh boy, Rafa, he's running in, but no! He whips his shots and he's gonna get punished for it. F1 gets another Deathmaker to add on to his second. And now the last man standing, Scar God. Okay, he's gonna spray down F1's head with that classic burst. And with 34 HP as he's been tagged down and a ghost, I mean, the most he can probably do is probably get 1 kill. As Deathmaker's coming up, he spots him. Yeah, he will get 1. He picks up the Spectre, and he's still waiting for somebody to come in. 19 HP now. He is very low, and I mean, he's just looking to cause as much utility, damage as possible, but I think it's already been done by Force 1 because they've dropped 3 weapons, and godlike, they're not gonna have that great of a buy coming into the next round, are they, Salty?
True that. Nothing really on that part. I guess we'll have to look at the economy to kind of assert on the same page. So, yep, Force 1, they are going with some certain light shields to work with. 2 light shields and 3 heavy shields to work with. Talking about godlike, nothing on their part, absolutely nothing. Those Spectres and the full shields, it's going to be a bit hard for them to work with. But talking about Force 1, I guess this gives them an opportunity to get back on track, right? We saw them exhibit utter dominance on their attacking side. But this time around, godlike's brute forcing looks pretty invincible again. This time around, a split push. Scar God likes to take early contact, gets Deathmaker early on, which should be a very decent threat off the shots already. Force 1 should be celebrating this, but no early celebration because Antidote is still pushing up early and no one is aware of it. The Sheriff can cause a lot of damage, but Chevy is going to shut him down. This is good stuff. 2 players down already, but Flex is going to get 1. At least bring the man disadvantage to a little bit. Heavan picks off someone and sees this flank can be pretty lethal. The spike is still nowhere near the A side. So this is C side completely broken open. Heavan has all the side control he needs in the world, and now Knight Rider, he'll just wait and watch what happens. He still has the potential to kind of shut down everything with the Phantom and all the utility that he has, but What do you think, Universe?
I mean, I don't think he's going to be able to repeat the success of what Avike did. He is crawling up towards C slowly. And, you know, I just want to point out what exactly Hevan did there, because that's his usual tactic. Like, he's going to send his duelist towards A, and he's been doing this, you know, quite a while. And it actually works out pretty well for him, because no matter how it is, Hevan just gets those frags towards C. I mean, you saw in the last, he was going to pick up that Phantom. And even though his crosshair was aimed downwards, he still got that kill, and as a result, it was his team who got that C side. And now look at this. Yeah, Knight Rider, he knows better than to cross that tripwire and go ahead. He's gonna wait outside garage to see somebody moving in cross by him towards his mid region, and he dashes in. He's gonna give out his sound, and yeah, nobody from GODLIKE is gonna be contesting him except for Flex. He's giving out a bit of sound. Flex has an idea. He's gonna give up his life. Yeah. Now that's 3 weapons gone down, and GODLIKE, even though they got that round, that's definitely gonna hurt them economically a little bit at the very least. I mean, they will have a buy. Yeah, they definitely have a buy coming in. They have money, but if they lose this round, then that's gonna hurt them for sure, because F1, now they are on an eco again, and this might just be a chance for GODLIKE to get back into the game, Salty.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very realistic chance for them to kind of equalize stuff. Force 1, they lost 3 back-to-back rounds on the defense. So kind of exhibits which part of the game they are quite weak in, but then they still have a chance to kind of pull something back. Chevy being threatened by the op brings out a shock dart to kind of force out the issue, but then the camera is going to reveal his position. He brings out a drone of his own, but then is going to fall back. The defense will be forced out, right? RVP sneaks in through the cyber cage, will again fall back. I don't think they have any sort of weaponry to work out this retake, right? Especially with Antidote shutting down players one by one. The players will be walking at his crosshair, and he's just gonna kill them like it's an aim drill for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And now the last man standing, RVK, is going to be looking to save that Phantom that is dropped towards the garage position from his teammate. But it looks like he has other plans. He's going... Oh, okay, RVK. Magic happening. Not more.
Wow.
1 kill, that's all it's going to be. And that was the Sheriff magic I was talking about from RVK. What a guy. I mean, give him a Sheriff and that guy will get you 1 kill at the bare minimum. And that's what he's done. But it's not going to be enough, because GODLIKE have now built up quite a bit of a momentum. They've built up the rounds and they are on level terms. And now that the buy is going to be coming in from the side of Force 1 as well, Salty. You know, the thing about momentum in this point of time is that if GODLIKE somehow take the advantage into this, it's going to be all hell to face for Force 1, because look at their economy. It's all in the hundreds. And if they lose this, it's going to be very difficult for them.
Yeah, right. It's going to be a very dicey affair for them to even make any sort of comeback. An early aggressive push. Deathmaker gets Rafa. This can be very, very brutal for them, because this time around, they not only have the economic you know, some kind of safety net, but also they've lost a man in return. Antidote might find Knight Rider with the op, misses a rare shot in the location. RBK kind of brings down that man advantage, right? Brings down Hevan on the flank and will again fall back. Both the teams will regroup. A 44 affair looks to be pretty healthy. Antidote will try and execute this towards B. A nice shot on Knight Rider. Will take an aggressive position and try and shut down players coming in from the garage area. Complete side control for GODLIKE, we talk about it. And Force 1, they need to work things out, because otherwise this looks to be a 9th round for Team GODLIKE. And with the kind of economy they have, they will look to save the 3 weapons if they possibly can. But then it's going to be worth it, Universe.
I mean, it should be worth it, right? Because 3 weapons, you can possibly drop another player, maybe a Spectre at the very least, but gives you a chance to force in. But Rexy has other things on his mind. He's not going to let them save anything. RVK will take the life of Rexy for himself, but Deathmaker, he's stepping up, and so is Antidote as they're getting the 9th round on the board. What a comeback from GODLIKE. I mean, the first half looked so very, you know, hazardous for them. They went down, they got a 1v4 clutch against them happening by the hands of RVK. But this time, they're not letting anything go the way of Force 1, as Force 1 have failed to put up a single round after that. GODLIKE have got 5 in succession. And it's very, very important that, you know, GODLIKE keep building on this for themselves, because look at their side of economy. They can buy up for another 2 rounds at the very least. But at the other end, Force 1, they are now in the trailing position. They're 1 round down. They don't have economy. Neither do they have the weapons to fight this round. And they're going to be in a very desperate situation now, Salty. What do you think is going to... What do you think they can do?
There's going to be a snowball effect for GODLIKE to just keep winning rounds back to back. Force 1, they need a miracle at very least. Chevy takes down Rexy early on. This can really grant them some sort of an opening. The knives are out, and Flex will actually get Scargot. Rafa has been taken down as well. This is not good stuff. GODLIKE has certainly built up an advantage and then fallen back. So will kind of draw out Knight Rider from his comfortable position. Two players trying to make an opening. RDK and Knight Rider with the respective headshots will even things down. Antidote still yet to find any sort of an opening near the B site. Will find himself in a 1v1 situation against, I believe it is RVK. Has a spike on him, so they are probably looking for a B execute. If the spike goes down, things can look in favor of Team GODLIKE, but then before that, RVK has an opportunity to even things up. The Sheriff, we know how deadly it is, but he needs to reload or fall back. 2 bullets on the barrel. Stuff for Antidote to pull off. The Hunter's Fury comes out as well. Will kind of clear out the basic areas. Flex gets Knight Rider. Another player down for Team Force 1. RVK, again, just as I mentioned, has a lot of responsibility, but wouldn't be able to deliver as Antidote and Flex, they both shut down respective players. 10th round of the board for Team GODLIKE, and they are stream rolling at this point.
Yeah, absolutely they are. And you know what I think that Force 1 did to them in the first half? They are just returning the favor at this point. RVK, we know how deadly he is with that Sheriff, but he just couldn't get the success that he always does with that Sheriff in this round, because Antidote is going to be shutting him down. And for sure, it was a scare for them when they lost those 2 players. You know, succeedingly, Deathmaker went down, and RVK got a kill towards B as well. But Flex and Antidote, they pull it back. And now GODLIKE, they've got all 5 ultimates. They've got everything that they need to win this round for sure. And look at this. Knight Rider, he's going to be trying to respond as he gets the first kill. Antidote, going to be giving up his operator. And now it is going to be GODLIKE who are on the back end zone. They have 1 player down, but it is not something that they need to worry about as much, because if all they need is 1 return, and Heaven is looking to get that towards C. Scargod, he knows that Heaven's gonna be up to his no good tricks again towards C. And here, okay, Deathmaker jumping in. He's coming in, bunny hopping towards that C long side. And here comes Scargod towards the left. Heaven heard him, and they know what's happening. Force 1, they're getting their forces coming back. Heaven creeping in, gets that kill. That's all he needed. Here comes a run it back. And they need to make sure he eliminates it as soon as possible. There it is. Heaven making work happen. He gets 2. And that's all his team needs for the moment. In a 4v3, the mural theft goes in. That shock dart not going to do a lot of damage. And now 3 players of both these sides have to make things work for their team. Retake coming in from Force 1. A post-plan situation that looks like very favorable for GODLIKE. Flex is going out of his mind. Gets 2, and that's all he needed to do. Knight Rider changes the weapon and is now running in. They hear him well and clear, and both these players are positioned very well to get this duel coming in. He gets 1 headshot, but that's all it's going to be, as Deathmaker is going to make sure that the 11th round is on the board. And now, GODLIKE, my god, what a performance from them in the second half. What a turnaround. That confidence boost is definitely working out for them, as every single one of the player is chiming in. Flex, Deathmaker, Heaven, everybody's playing so bloody well for them, aren't they, Salty?
Yep, true that, I guess. You know, winning all these aim duels, especially at the start of the round, kind of builds up sort of an advantage for GODLIKE. Again, Force 1 haven't been able to reply back, and it's completely understandable, because most of these players, they find themselves in a 1v5 or a 1v3 situation, right? They isolate these players and then wonderfully take them down. Again, look at this. Deathmaker certainly trying to push in, but then he has players to support him. Rexy will take down Rafa, and they'll push in, right? They're pushing as a unit. RVK kind of returns the favor. The recon dart is going to push him back a little bit. Scargod gives away his position. Heaven shuts him down almost instantly. This is a good start from Team GODLIKE. They're playing off the backs of each other wonderfully. But then, again, a close plant position. We have seen how tight this defense is. We have seen how difficult it is to break this defense apart. Look at this Flex position, though. RVK is going to shut him down. The Neurotheft is going to come out as well, which is going to reveal the defenses. They need to figure out a strategy real quick to counter this.
Oh yeah, look at this. The Cosmic Divide is actually going to play in the favor of Rexy, because he knows where these players are, and it's going to be Antidote to put up match point for his team. Those knives are going to get that last kill. And look at the side of GODLIKE. They are ice cold in their wins. They know it's not yet over. They know that it's not yet done. and that's exactly why there's still no smiles on it, because Force One, as good as Godlike have been in the second half, they know that they can make a comeback, and they're not going to be resting easy unless they shut it down completely, all the way down to 13 to 8, or maybe, if anything more, that Force One put up until that number. But for the moment, Godlike are so good, and look at this. Salty. That buy from the side of Force One, it's so desperate. They've put in all of their cards on the board, and they're trying to make stuff work. Heavan, he is gonna get. Wait, Rafa, he is actually crawled up, and I don't think Heavan really knows this, does he?
Yeah, I don't think he has any idea where Rafa is, but I also don't think that Heavan is will try and do something overly aggressive, will try and push up. If he does, though, Rafa is going to shut him down instantly. RVK again being very decisive on that Sheriff, gets one. A very split approach for Team Godlike, and there you go. This position again turning out to be a big boost for them. The 2-man advantage for Team Force One to work with. Godlike, just like you mentioned, they need one round to make a comeback, and Godlike cannot slump, because if they do that, it is going to be things easy. Deathmaker pushes up. We know that this is going to be a 3v5 affair. 3 players already stacking up. The A side will make life difficult for Deathmaker. We know that this man can clear things up. Minecraft already quite low on HP, can take a bullet. A general blow in his direction will be enough to clean him up. At this point, he gets spotted by Shivi and will be shut down. Antidote with that shuts down Scargod. Will again try and push up, but that's not allowed. Shivi with the shot that will shut him down instantly. Flex does have the trade on him, but this is going to be a 1v3, almost an impossible affair to win the round. A team threat which takes down Night Rider, but that's about it. Rafa will make up for it, and this is going to be the 9th round on board for Team Force One.
Yeah, and you know, it was like we were talking about earlier. It's F1, they can make stuff happen. They can make, you know, a lot of things happen. And with that desperate buy that came in, they made it work. And like I said earlier, that Godlike Esports know that it's not over until it's over completely, right? And that's why they weren't celebrating their match point until then. And here it is what they were thinking about. Now, one round that's come in from the side of Force One, but that's not going to deter them as much, because they still have a pretty healthy buy. Anti can still afford that operator, but Force One, they do live to tell the tale. Another round, but not for too long, I believe. And look at this, it's gonna be the Hunter's Fury coming in. Rafa towards his left side, spots Deathmaker, gets one, but Flex is gonna immediately get one before Rafa finds Deathmaker's head. And here it is, a 4v4, stalemate again, back 4v4 situation. And Godlike, they need to play this a little bit more easily. They need to, you know, wait for some information to come in from Force One, because Godlike, they were rushed into that seaside and they got punished for it. Deathmaker goes down, who has been on a pretty good roll so far. And now we can see that Godlike, they're trying to slow things down a bit. They're spamming towards Garage to get a little bit of damage chipped on. But Scargod is tucked into safety, and he's going to be waiting for the opponent team to push in. Look at the A side though. It is open completely. I don't think that Godlike are planning to go there at any time, you know, in the near future. But Garage looks very likely. Scargod down to 36 HP with that spam, but he still survives. He can get one kill. Rafa with the run it back is gonna find Heavan's head for sure. He's got another. Wow, Rafa, he does the work for his team. And now here comes Rexy. He finds one in return. 2v3, doable for either side.
Exactly.
But Antidote, not the best weapon to have in a situation where he's down by a man. Looks like Rexy's gonna pull that back. Time going down. Antidote needs to make this work. He's spot one. He's not gonna get the kill though. If he's going into the classic, he needs to get something done. But no time, no round in the favor of Godlike. It's gonna be Force One to pick up another one. And my oh my, Rafa. That guy, he did so much work for his team, and I think that was all they needed.
Love the fact that Shivi was going for the shock dart and didn't even bring out his SMG in spite of Antidote just chasing him down. But I mean, good stuff, right? You mentioned that Force One just needed a whisker. They got that good round, which sort of boosted back the economy. Now, this is something, this is a platform which they cannot lose. Had they given away a round or two, had they given away any stray kill to Godlike, they would have utilized that opportunity to get the map for themselves. This is going to be their last opportunity to salvage anything from this. If this map goes on, I believe, overtime, I'm not quite sure, but I guess it's going to be Force One's pick. So if Godlike get this one, it wouldn't be a surprise if if the entire match becomes a clean sweep for them, because next up on Bind, we know the Godlike is pretty strong. So Force One literally have like one opportunity at this, and they will take their shot. We've seen them being pretty, not flawless, of course, but the defense looks at least a bit better, a tad bit better than it has been over the past few rounds. So given the situation, given how they've been playing, I would say that they will get the next round, but it all comes down to chance. And well, let's see who takes them.
Yeah, we do have to see who's going to be taking it, because the Godlike side's economy is going down the drain very soon. Because look at Antidote, he's going to be have to playing with that half armor. And the operator has also popped up towards the side of Force 1. Here comes Rafa, asserting his presence again towards Garage. And the immediate response is a spray. Knight Rider, he has the operator towards B. And here comes the Owl Drone from Flex to just push him back a little bit. And he's not going to spot out anything, actually. No information. And as a result, it's going to be the recon going in, which is also not going to give him any information. They should be thinking that this B side is free. But Antidote's going to be jumping in. And Knight Rider misses one shot. And here comes the Hunter's Fury. Antidote is going to take one for the team. And he's going to be immediately dashing back to safety. But he's got 2 tags for himself over there. And here comes the side of the retake from Force 1. Antidote makes work happen. Gets one. And now he's going to be causing a lot of damage over here. The smoke has been placed in from the side. Sorry, the star has been placed in on the side of Astra, which is going to be denying the plant and defuse anytime. And there it is. Now, Force 1, they need to make this work happen. If they're not going to, they're going to be staying in this game. Scargod sticking the defuse, and they're waiting. But Antidote takes him down, and that's going to be it. Godlike. What a beautiful comeback. They just wanted that to happen. Look at that. They're having all of their players claps going all around, and they're going to be happy about this for sure. Deathmaker, he's very happy with that victory, and you can see it on his face. Antidote as well, absolutely a lot of appreciation for their team to pull back this amazing victory. They were 8-4 down, and it looked like they were going to be giving it away as well because of a few mistakes that came in. But this time, in the second half, Godlike makes sure that they have a comeback, and my word, Hevan to lead the charge with a 3K in that last round made it all happen. I thought Scargard was going to stick that defuse, Salty. I actually thought that this might just go into overtime, but nope. Godlike, they are just gonna make it work for themselves, and what a round that was in the end. And my word, I'd love to see games that come up to the wire so close, 13-10. And Godlike, they inch up ahead. And honestly, they should be feeling really, really good about this, because now they have one step to gain that second spot in the group standings. And Force 1, I mean, they are going to have a little bit of a time to, think as to how they're going to approach the next map, because this was their pick. Haven was their pick. And Bind is somewhat of a whole different story. But as we talk about what happened down in this map, let's have a look at the match highlights to see what exactly went down. And Salty, I wanted to tell, this first half was something that you would see and tell that Force 1 might just take it away, right? But I kind of want your opinion to tell what exactly changed for God, like how exactly, they came about from the beginning until the end.
Just like you mentioned, right? Haven is supposedly an attacking-sided map, and true that, because your defenses are particularly spread thin, and we've seen this time and time again that whenever these 4 or 5 players start pounding up on a site, the single alone Stranded player is left for choices, right? He cannot do a lot in that particular situation. So most of the time, it is about that numbers game, which has played a lot of part in it. But Godlike, they were pretty confident in terms of doing things happen on the attacking side. On the defenses, sure, Force 1, it was their map pick, their A executes, their Garage executes, the C executes, almost flawless, because they were beating Godlike down to a pulp. But in terms of defenses, we didn't see that exact same sharpness. It felt like Godlike kind of Uno reversed them, and there was nothing which they could pull off. In terms of getting early frags, Godlike was getting them. In terms of getting side control, Godlike was getting them. At certain moments, it felt like there was this individual brilliance, because in spite of not having every fight being brought down to a 2v1 or 3v1, even Godlike was winning those 1v1s as well. So it kind of felt like there was a sort of a confidence boost on the Godlike camp. But Force 1, when they got that very big important round, I believe it was the 9th round which they got for themselves, after that the 10th round looked good as well, but after that it just fell off once again.
Yeah, I mean, you could see this. This was the start of a little bit of a bad, moment that you could say for Godlike, because they were having so many retakes to play. They were in so many 2vx situations where they did not have man advantage. They did
Yeah.
not have positional advantage. Neither did they have any information as to where they can take these fights. And they just went in one by one and they gave up their lives in this first half. Like they're like this. Eco round. I mean, they were trying to make other things work, but in the end, it just went a little bit of a haywire in the first half. But my word, if you want to come back in the same map when you're 8-4 down, this is how you do it. And Godlike, they quite clearly seemed the masters of it. And wow, what a game it was of Valorant on the map of Haven. But not to forget, it's still not over. It is definitely pretty much alive for Force One. They can go to the second map with heads held high. And it's going to be very interesting to see how it's going to be going down. Are we going to see a map 3, or it's going to be shut down by Godlike in their home map? It's all for us to wait and see. But don't you go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to be very soon back with a short break in between. Godlike and Force One, they're getting geared up, and we're going to have a short little word from our sponsors before we head into Bind. Stick around, we're going to be back very soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we are heading in back to this amazing matchup that we've had Godlike versus Force One Esports, and it has been quite a bit of a journey. And now that we're back and we're going towards that second map of Bind, which has been chosen by Godlike, and it is their home map. I just quickly want to get your opinion, Salty, because Force One, they had the wheel in their hand. They were doing a bit of a lot of good things in that first half. I just want to know your opinion. What exactly went wrong, and how can they improve it on Bind?
Like at the start of the game, Force One, it looked like they will completely snowball out of competition the way they were getting round after round, but Godlike did what Force One couldn't, and that is Godlike didn't step away their foot from the gas, right? They kept on that pressure and built off of that economic boost they had and sent down Force One in that economic grave, after which they could not come back whatsoever. We'll have a look at the agent draft, which is going to paint a clearer picture, and we can see the Scar God and Knight Rider on the Jet and Phoenix already, and Havan on the Viper. We have seen him play this time and time again, especially on Bind. Havan picks up that Viper and is extremely lethal, not just leading his side, but also cutting off of those sight lines and breaking sights in two halves.
Oh, no way.
Flex, especially with that information and Deathmaker on Jet this time around, it'll be interesting to see that Antidote picks up Brimstone. What's your take on that, Universe?
Godel going for the normal lineup, but look at the other side. If they pull off a 5 duelist pick over here, because we can see Force One, they still haven't shifted.
Oh, they're just trolling. They're just trolling.
I mean,
they're just trolling.
To be honest, I would love, honestly, as a viewer, I would love to see Force One try to just completely shift things up to throw Godlike completely off guard. Or maybe, you never know, it might just work out in their favor, and Godlike will never see it coming. But they are on defense, and I don't think they're going to be going,
Wait.
Shivy's locked in Yoru. We're going to see Yoru, ladies and gentlemen. And Force One.
This can be happening.
This is happening.
This cannot be happening.
No, this is happening.
Tell me we are.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh, there it is. It is gonna be a 5 duelist match coming up in front of your screens, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time, we're gonna have the 5 duelist meta being shown by your favorite players from F1. They definitely want to give you guys a bit of a viewership boost. They want to get you guys all energized, and that's not the only way you can get energized seeing your favorite players play. Do remember, you got Red Bull scan codes popping in every now and then at the bottom left of your screen. If left or right, actually, I'm dyslexic, sorry. But right now I'm very excited, and if you are as well, please go get that Red Bull can, scan that QR code, and get yourself some Red Bulls, and get that beautiful energy from that drink coming in, energy drink, and we're going to be heading right into this game. And look at this. They are sneaky little buggers. AVK, Scar God. Everybody's having a little bit of a cheeky laugh over here. And I'm pretty sure that Godlike didn't expect this, because look at Deathmaker. He's looking at the screen. He's confused. Wait, what? Did they just pick Yoru? Because I think this is the first time that we're seeing Yoru being played in this entire Gauntlet series. I don't think Yoru's been picked in any sort of professional matchup, and here he is. And now, Force One, advantage that is going to be in their favor as a defensive side on Bind. It's not going to be there for too long because they've got 5 duelists. And here it is. Information going on the side of Godlike right now. Knight Rider trying to peek out. He is having that Phoenix in his hand, usually played by Rafa. And he's going to be moving back. Here comes the flashes, and here comes the force of Godlike. They're moving in, and looks like it's going to be Flex to get one. Knight Rider goes down. F1 gets another Flex to add on to that. And looks like it's falling apart for the side of F1. Look at that push. Oh boy. Yeah, Flex, he's going to get a third for himself. Standing Scar God. He makes use of his ghost, gets the first one, dashes away, gets the second. Scar God, okay. 13 HP. Flex is also pretty low, and so is Rexy. All he needs is just 2 bullets onto Rexy and 1 onto Flex. He might just get Flex's head if he peeks out, but I don't think he's going to let that happen. And here it is. 3v1. I don't think it's pretty much doable for the side of Scarguard, but he's going to smoke it out, and he's going to be lingering around here for as long as possible so that he can get some exit frags. Flashed and killed. Flex is going to get a 4th onto the board with the 4 HP on his body. And now it's gonna be Godlike will lead with 1 round. They get the pistol, and I mean, I'm not quite sure what I really wanted to see their reaction the minute they got to see that there is a 5-man duelist coming in from the side of Force One, and now it is Force One who might just I love surprises, man. And if they win this, it's gonna be one of the biggest surprises that we've seen so far. What do you think, Salty?
I mean, it's going to be exceedingly hard for them to win this one. We've seen Euros before, especially in Challengers and Masters. We've seen Euro once, and it kind of plays the same way as Chet, right? You try and you try and teleport way into side and use the flash. It's basically play off the dash and play off of trades, right? Give yourself some teammates to work with, and Deathmaker does exactly that. He will enter onto side, but I mean, just like you mentioned, it's really hard for Team Force One Esports to make use of that 5-stack duelist. Let's see what they can pull out though. RVK still trying to keep elbow control. ScarGod deletes Heaven with that shorty, and Shivy will have the responsibility of taking down Antidote, who has a Spectre on board. So again, early lead for Godl, but then ScarGod kind of replies with a Spectre of his own. Let's see what they can pull off, though. They still have 3 men inside. Godl will try and keep the defenses as tight as possible. And ScarGod wouldn't be able to do anything much. A second round on board for Team Godlike, which is what it should be, especially with a 5-stack duelist. You don't really have a lot of avenues to kind of explore, right? You just basically play on your gun game and play off of the backs of each other. Maybe try and use individual skills to put yourself in a position where you can win those 1v1 duels. But then tactically enough, Godl, yep, they have a very superior upper hand.
Yeah, absolutely, they do. And how often would you see Shivy playing the role of the duelist, let alone play Yoru? And now that the first buy has come in for the side of Force One, and they are on defense, and looks like Rafa's gonna be the first one to make some damage happen as ScarGod, he gets Deathmaker down so low. And he quite literally has just 1 bullet that needs to go into anywhere near his body, and he's gonna be killed. Flex is gonna add on. He's gonna get 1 kill in return, and there it is. ScarGod pushes up and punishes Flex, who had his outrun coming into his hand. And look at RVK, he's so close. And Heaven, he's gonna be moving at and RVK. Oh no, he misses a couple of shots, and now. Not the usual, you see. He's got the raise in his hand. Okay, Heaven, he's going to be taking him down. He heard him completely, and he's going to be getting his kill. And there it is. Deathmaker, although he was low, he gets healed by his teammate Sky. And Godlike, they did not let Force One get anything at all from this round. It looked like it could have gone their way, right? Because they got that first initial frag, and they tagged down Deathmaker so low. But in the end, Godlike, they held on to their advantage. I mean, they held on to their advantage of having up a better position, and they punished the pushes of F1. And at this point, I am not quite sure if this 5-man duelist is gonna help them anymore.
I mean, it was pretty clear right from the start of the game. But Godlike, again, they're not going to give any sort of opportunity to work with, right? You mentioned the fact that they were in a position where they could have won that round, but since they don't have the tactical utility, right? They don't have smokes and things related to it kind of shut down sites. It'll be exceedingly important, or rather difficult for them to kind of repeat that. And we can already see a 1-for-1 trade, but that's about it. Antidote is going to come in, will cut down the flank in form of Rafa, and this is just going to snowball out of reach for Team Force One. Again, it kind of looked like they are sort of going for something different with the 5-stack duelists. They are trying to play it aggressive, play the gun game purely, and play it purely on the basis of their individual skills. But Godlike is going to treat it just like another day, right? They're going to treat it just like another day in the office and not give any sort of mercy. Again, interesting shots, interesting trades, players falling, but at the end of it all, it is definitely Team Godl who are having a clear advantage.
Absolutely. Godel, they get that round. Rexy to clean it up completely. And I do want to bring something to your notice over here, Salty, and to the notice of the viewers as well. When we were talking about Antidote being, he was in the spotlight today. He is in the spotlight today. And we talked about him trying a different role on this Godlike lineup. And you can see that he has actually picked up Brimstone. And he's playing the controller role for his team alongside Heaven, who has that Viper. Usually, you do see that double controller setup on Bind, because Viper is so very useful, and you see it in the combination with either Omen or Astra. But we see over here Brimstone, which is also a very commonly picked character, hero or agent on Bind, and it's going to be Antidote who's going with it. And now this is exactly what I want to talk about, that the flexibility of this man's agent selection, where he plays the duelist. He plays a Sentinel of Sage, and now he's even trying to roll off the controller like we were talking about it earlier. But for the moment, it's going to be Shivy getting some control for his team. And Knight Rider, he's going in for an aggressive peek, but he's not going to get anything. So Seekers are going to spot out a couple of players, and here it is. Godlike, they're rushing in towards A. Antidote gets the first kill. Molotov's off towards the side of U-Haul, so that he does not get anybody pushing in from there. Rafa and Shivy trying to get a lot of work done over here. Looks like Rafa's going to get it done. A Deathmaker, he misses that, no scope. He's rushing in, I don't know what's happening. Deathmaker.
This is mayhem.
I do not know what's happened, but somehow Force won't have pulled that back, because what just happened there, Salty?
That is pure mayhem. There was no strings attached, like those puppets just went in all havoc, and just like you mentioned, there was no script to that screenplay, there was no lyrics to that music. Everything happened just like it happened. I mean, Deathmaker getting sort of blocked by, I believe, the Sova, and then Scarlet coming in from behind and spraying both of them down. Sure, it was kind of funny to look at, but then Godlike, they wouldn't have wanted to give away that round, right? And you mentioned it perfectly that they are playing that double controller right now, and it's not the first time they've done that. Honestly, they do play this no sentinel lineup. Interestingly enough, they don't have a single sentinel to work with. They are playing a double initiative in the form of Sky and Sova, which gives them a lot of information to work with, and with two controllers they can definitely use this information and create an opening for the duelists to work in. And look at this though, this time around again, I believe Havan has already pushed up quite a lot towards A side, but Spike is outside B. Only two players alive. It's going to be exceedingly difficult for someone to make anything happen out of this round. 1v1 setup in separate regions. Rexy will take down Chevy, and all the responsibility suddenly falls on the shoulders of RVK, who is playing a Raze, surprisingly enough, that he generally doesn't do.
Yeah, and there it is. The last kill, Havan, his luck finally, giving him a little bit of fruition. He gets that kill, and Godlike, they put up another round on the board, and look at Deathmaker. I'm pretty sure, yeah, they've got smiles across the board, except for Havan, who's pretty much macho. He's trying to keep his head into the game. He does not want to give it away, because, at any point, if you do slip up against F1, they might just, throw you back down, pin you down, and make sure that they give you a hard time. And now it is Godlike who have the advantage, 5-1, and look at the buy coming in from the side of Force 1 as well. They're forcing into this round, and it is not good for them, because they've got Marshall, they've got Guardian, and not too much else to work with. Deathmaker will find the first kill onto Rafa. Shivy spots one, not gonna get anything done though. He has that Marshall in his hand, and here comes the force of Godlike again towards the B side. Shivy's gonna get spotted out. He has another flash. He's waiting to throw it, and there it goes. And here comes the utility usage. Havan will find God, who was coming on the who was the only man standing towards A. And here is something that we do not see usually, ladies and gentlemen. Force 1, they are trying to hold it on for so long with these 5 duelists, but it's not working out for them, and they are getting punished as a result of it. 5-1, which is probably going to be 6 anytime now. RVK still causing damage with that Sheriff, no matter what time, what day, which year it is. RVK is still going to be rocking with that Sheriff as he's doing right now. Knight Rider, run it back, completely rendered useless by Deathmaker, and now they know where he is. They're going to be hunting him down. They're going to go in and get his head. Knight Rider trying to look out for every single angle that he can to see players coming in, but he's going back towards the side, and here comes the flash from him. He doesn't know that there's a player towards U-Haul, but it's not going to matter, because Deathmaker going to shut him down as he gets a 3k for himself. And now, Godlike, I mean, I think both the teams are enjoying themselves at this point, aren't they, Salty?
Yeah, true that. I guess this match is all about enjoyment, and sometimes you do tend to forget that came is to kind of relax, right? Sure, competitive gaming is completely different and it's a completely different world, but then you play a game to enjoy. And considering the overall scoreboard, it's not going to shift the overall side of things, right? No matter who wins, no matter who loses. Sure, the second position on the points table is still up for grabs, and Force One, they could have solidified the position, but even if they give away this victory to Team GODLIKE, it's not going to matter in the overall kind of picture of things. So I guess it's no harm if they take it a bit casually.
Okay.
Look at that. Skargod, he gets flexed, but Deathmaker no scopes that man. RVK is still in position to kind of shut down this aggression, brings down the big bad rocket launcher, deals no damage. The bird comes out, won't flash anybody. But yeah, still stalemate 3v2. GODLIKE can still make things work and still kind of get things their way. Deathmaker elsewhere is gonna find RVK and turns it into a 2v2. Shady with the pistol gets Deathmaker, now turns it into a 1v1. Rexy versus Phoenix.
Spike
Nitride
planted.
already on the move, will try and hunt down this last remaining player. It's gonna be a shower plant. Rexy looks the other way, looks in the wrong direction, and Nitride is gonna punish him. Second round on board, but I don't think it's gonna be a second round of many.
Yeah, look at RVK. He was holding his head up over there, and Kargod, Rafa, everybody's just having fun at this point, and they're just, trying to have fun. They're trying to give the viewers something to look out for, and they are just, they're not worried at all. They just want to play this for, the takes, and however it comes, it's just going on with the flow. And GODLIKE, although they'll be happy with the victory that they might just get over here, Force One, they do put up a second on the board, and now it is GODLIKE who need to keep asserting their lead, right? I mean, how much more can you tell Force One to do something differently, because they've already done something so different. They've got 5 duelists, and they've got players who can, probably carry out that role. It looks like they're trying to do the same. Force One pushing up towards B long, absolutely get destroyed. Flex and Antidote, I think there was a team flash over there. Shivy.
Yeah.
And oh,
Wait.
Shivy! No way! He just flashes out and he gets 2 for himself. And here comes the ultimate for him. Rexy finds this kill of Knight Rider. He gets RVK as well, and Shivy, he's just gonna be teleporting with his dimensional drift, and he's going towards A, where he is having nothing but a Spectre and a couple of footsteps, fake footsteps to work with. And now, I mean, what more can you do, right? What more can you expect from the side of Force One? And there it is, last kill. Hevan takes down Shivy. It's gonna be a 7th on the board for GODLIKE. And honestly, Salty, I thought it was gonna be a very tactical warfare over here. Like we were talking about it, that it would go to a 3rd map, right? But no longer it seems that Force One want to do that. They're like, guys, we want to have fun. We're gonna go with 5 duelist meta over here, and we're gonna see if it works out. And if it does, then you guys should try it too. Here are your favorite players, ladies and gentlemen, showing you how the 5 duelist meta works. And hey, if they can pull it off, then so can you.
True that, but I mean, there's no harm, right? I mean, they can chill in certain matches. And again, by the looks of it, Team GODLIKE, they are pretty serious, especially Hevan. Kind of wants to respect his opposition as much as possible. Nitride, especially with the op, has been very effective. Taking down Deathmaker is not an easy job again. But this time around, Rex is going to shut him. Skargod will trade for him, and Antidote will shut down. A lot of frags coming in their way, a lot of early frags. These rounds have been pretty quick, honestly. And time and time again, Hevan has been finding the other side completely open. Interestingly enough, it doesn't have the spike, so it's not going to be that fruitful. But the TP is going to give away all the information in the world that, yep, they are coming to the A side. RVK on the Sheriff again. We've seen him being very good with it. Let's wait, just at the wrong time, and I guess they... I knew it. He had Hevan right behind him, who knifes him, and RVK instantly on the sad emote. I mean, it's fun at this point, and I'm pretty sure we're getting all the content in the world.
Yeah, we definitely are getting all the content in the world. It is, you put it, nobody could have said it better. And it is GODLIKE who are going to be taking in that world into their hands. Look at Deathmaker. Look at that cheeky little smile he has. He knows what's happening, and he knows that he's having fun. There's a bit of a friendly banter going on in the chat as well between these two teams. And my word, I mean, what more can you expect from a game like this? Entertainment? Yeah. Absolutely, given. There's a knife kill, that too. Throw it in the mix. 5 duelists. Oh my god, yes. And a lot of pushes and a lot of weird plays coming in. Everything about this game spells out entertainment. And Godlike, they're trying to win this one. And
Oh, no.
yeah, he's gonna go down. Yeah, Antidote's gonna be taking him down. That Orbital Strike is gonna push him out of that teleporter zone, and he's gonna be going out and above into his grave or heaven, wherever he wants to rest himself for this round at the very least. Because Godlike, they are running towards A. They've got one man over here, RVK, and he has, again, only a sheriff. He has utility completely. And there goes the paint shells. It's going to deny the plant for a few seconds, but not too long because the plant is going to be going down. And now, Force 1, they are again in a retake,
Spike
which
planted.
is probably not going to work out in their favor. Oh, wait, that might just Shivy. He gets one. And he's going to be immediately backstabbed himself as he came in for the backstab. And Antidote is going to bring it back to a 2v2, and as I was going to be saying that it's going to be a 2v1, make that a 1v1. Knight Rider with a beautiful Martian shot, and Antidote's going to be picking out third kill for him, and it is going to be 9-2 for the side of Godlike.
Last round in the
And
half.
as we move into the last round of this half, Salty, do you think that it is all over, or do you think that given that they have 5 duelists, can the attacking side just spell doom for Godlike?
I mean, on paper, sure, duelist is supposed to be attacking, right, and no player for defense. But then, I mean, I don't know how it works, right? Especially with no controller, with no intel whatsoever. Sure, they have like players in the form of, Yoru and Jet who can completely make use of the potential to kind of get into dangerous positions and then get back. But I mean, using a player in expensive recon dart, yeah, that's gonna be pretty brutal. And Rafa and Knight Rider this time around, they get 2 important frags, and Antidote is gonna shut down one for himself, but Knight Rider gets Antidote in return. Good stuff from him, and this suddenly becomes a 4v2, which should be going their way, if not some brilliance from Deathmaker. And we've seen these turn rounds like this before by his own free will. Flash comes out, Flex gets Knight Rider, another one, but I believe it's going to be Flex again who takes him out. Rafa on the backstab already, will shut down Flex. One player remains with the op. Deathmaker, all the responsibility. Can he make it a 10-2? This is going to be the question. Another Leer comes out, blinds him, will go for the spray. Deathmaker with the ghost will get one, and RVK comes out flying and shuts Deathmaker down, pins him 1-2-3, and gets the third round on board. But again, like, it's not like it's gonna do anything, right? On the other side, sure, Force 1 can have a chance, but this game has established the theme of fun play, right? And something which a lot of viewers should understand as well. You gotta chill out sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of chilling out, I do want to say that although now that it's at 9-3 half for this in the favor of Godlike, there is one thing that we need to take into consideration here, though. It is the fact that these 5 duelists could just try to make it work, because I'm not quite sure what game plan they might have, considering that they've got 5 duelists, and I don't know if they've ever tried it in their scrims, right? Because you never know which team might just have, okay guys, let's have a very weird strategy come in, let's have a 5 duelist meta, and let's just work with that, and let's see if it works out in a professional match as well. And that's what they've gone with today. And looks like Knight Rider is going to be making the first work happen for his team. He's going to be 1 kill, but GODLIKE, they immediately respond. Rex is going to take down Rafa. Rex is going to get another. Jumping about, but it's going to be ScarGod to immediately trade him back. And now, the B side is open for grabs. And there is one player though, Deathmaker. He has been hurt, and now here comes the bullets raining down on either side. It's gonna be F1 who come out on top actually, and in a 1v3, Antidote, he has a sheriff and no utility. 25 armor to his name, but Knight Rider is gonna be shutting down even before he can get a small little HP, down on the other side. And F1. Okay, I mean, this is something to work with, definitely. Attacking side, win the pistol. Alright, this could be... Could this be a comeback, Salty?
I mean, look at this way, right? I mean, every individual player on the side of Force 1, they have the utility to kind of double down on their 1v1s, right? And Godlike, they gave them the 1v1 fights in the last round. You have 3 players on a team who can flash for themselves. You have 1 player who can satchel and give damage. You have 1 player who can dash in. So it effectively grants you the free role responsibility. It gives you all the room in the world to play with. Take those 1v1s. You'll almost always come out on top. This is what's happening. This time around, they have the superior weaponry. So the SMGs are definitely going to reign supreme, and this time with 4 players on the board of Force 1, they're certainly looking very dominant. 2 players coming in from the TP, one by one, will try and take them down. I think actually gets one, but will instantly get shut down by Shivi. And just like you mentioned, this can work out if GODLIKE don't reply kindly. I mean, they can do that for sure, because it's not very difficult to kind of shut this thing down, right? Shut this hype train down. But just like you mentioned, it's going to be a hype train. It can run as long as it could. But once the brakes are there, it will be completely off its tracks.
Absolutely. That's the one thing that you need to look out for in a map like Bind. Momentum is everything, whether you're on defense or on offense. And if the momentum works for you, it's going to be good, because that will let your team get the victory. And Deathmaker going with the glass cannon approach over here, has nothing but an operator in his hands and his dash as well. But Rafa on the other side has a Vandal, has 2 layers, and has everything that he needs to take down Deathmaker. And Scar God, he's on the other side of the map where he's trying to get some control with RVK towards B. Antidote should be spotting them out any second now. And there it is. He spots out one head and he's going to be smoking it off immediately. The paint shell coming in, but look at this. The side of F1 has already been rushed into this side. And now Knight Rider coming in, gets Rexy's kill. And looks like they might just make this work. Force 1, they've got advantage. And make that another. They got a double advantage now. 5 versus 3. A retake that does not look likely for GODLIKE, because looks like they've already chosen to save this one. Hevan, or he hasn't moved from that A side. Flex is gonna go back, as well as Deathmaker. And now, as Force 1 put up a 6th on the board, this is, I mean, it's a very confusing match, yes, given that they chose 5 duelists, but if they make this work, Salty, this could be one of the biggest upsets, right?
I wouldn't say upset per se, because the players are still the same, right? They can still, they still possess the same gunplay. It's all about strategies and tactics which you deploy. Again, 2 important kills which take down a lot of important weaponry. Deathmaker still gets 1. Will try to save the op. Gets 2, in fact. Good stuff over there. But just like you mentioned, this map is turning out to be a surprise since the start, and it's just adding on to that flavor as rounds progress, because you don't expect a team to kind of execute the 5 duelist strategies so effectively that Force 1 have done as of now, right? The way they are stringing those site entries and then clearing out those individual battles one by one, and then getting side control, it's so brilliant that it is opening up sites like an open book, and GODLIKE reinforcements kind of tend to come in slow, at the end of which they don't really have anything but to save their weapons. This time around, we need to see if it really works. Deathmaker on the op to try and set up a duel against the Yoru, but then look at Antidote this time around with the Sheriff. Returns in kind, takes on Rafa, but a trade is there. Deathmaker kind of stuck completely in charge and will get overwhelmed with players over there. All these players again pulling up the same tactic, right? They are overwhelming these players one by one. Sure, they have a weaponry advantage in this one, but there's nothing these players can do. Certainly GODLIKE, they are being completely pounced upon by Team Force 1 at this point.
Yeah, they definitely are. And now Force 1, I mean, this was an eco round, right? GODLIKE, they probably were expecting to give away this round. They have dropped 1 weapon by the hands of Rafa, and they might just get another one over here if Rex is going to hear this. Yeah, the operator's not going to be there anymore. And here goes the flash as well. Rexy trying to get another one, but I think Shivi's going to be picking up that operator. And we are going to be going in with the 7th round on the board for Force 1. And I do want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching this match, you are not probably going to see this again happen, because after this, it's probably going to be the playoffs for both of these teams. So this is what I would like to call, Salty, a Pesa Vasool match. And if your friends are missing out on this, you need to go and get them to watch this match, because I don't think you're going to see a 5 duelist meta come up anytime again in any sort of way or form by these professional players. So if you want it, this is only happening on the TEC Gauntlet. So get everyone you can to watch this amazing matchup, because you're not going to see it happen anywhere else. For the moment, GODLIKE, they're going to try to see this match out in their hands, at least this map, because the Seekers are ready from Rexy, and he wants his team to shut it down. Here go the Seekers, and there come the bullets from the other side. RVK gonna try to dodge that flash and the Seekers, and now here comes the Hound as well. Flex is gonna be doing the first job for his team as he gets down Knight Rider. And Rafa, who's popped out the Empress, moving in towards the B side. He gets one, and he's gonna be immediately dissipating. Deathmaker gets RVK's kill, and now he's covered by both sides, but Rafa! He gets one, and that's all it's going to be. Deathmaker goes down, Flex gets in return, and Force One currently in a 3v2 have a man disadvantage, but Shivi, he is looking like he wants to pop his ultimate, and there it is. The Dimensional Drift going in, and he's moving in to clear out every single corner he can. It's gonna be spotted out by his team. Yeah, okay. Okay, alright. Yeah, okay. Okay then. Force One, they get one back. Skargod gets one, but Flex is gonna shut it down with a 4K. What a beautiful hold from him though. Flex, he completely held down that side by himself, gets a 4K, and a little bit of a, friendly banter. Yoru ultimate. What else do you expect? You see him in that form. You want to shoot his head off, right? You really want to. You really want to, but you can't. So that's alright though. As Godlike, they put up a 10th on the board, Salty, and this could be the beginning to the end, unless Force One pull back another one.
That I guess certainly enough, if Godlike kind of approach this sensibly and kind of adapt to the strategy that Force One deployed in game, then it shouldn't be a very difficult job for them to kind of think of an antidote, right? Antidote, ironically. Again, Rafa has been successful in getting those initial fights, right? The duelists always have been able to get their, if not their early picks, and get their trade game right, which has always granted them an advantage to go with. But this time around, Antidote will shut him down early on and deploy a smoke, something which Force One don't have the luxury of deploying more or less. They do win the aim duels, which kind of grants them a man advantage, but the kind of tactics and the kind of utility Team Godlike have is something which is unmatched on their camp. And already triple kill with the op, does have the orbital strike available, might take it out against Skargod, but Skargod is already moving in, still waiting for the plant, will deny Knight Rider, and still buys time for the reinforcements to come in.
Absolutely. This Knight Rider.
Oh
no. It actually goes in the favor of Knight Rider. Deathmaker looking in the wrong direction, and Skargod, he has a superior angle because Antidote has an operator in his hands, and if he peeks out, Skargod might as well take him down. And there, Skargod whips a complete shot onto Antidote, and now the Hunter's Fury came in as a result. The teleport has been heard by Flex, and he's moving in. There's no time. Flex needs that kill, but it's gonna be... Oh wait, he gets off the plant actually, and here comes the shock that... Oh no! 13 HP, and he takes him down! It's over! Antidote, all he needs to do is survive, and there it is! It is 11th round for Godlike, and Antidote will even get that kill onto Skargod. And look at him, he doesn't even know what's happening. He had his hands on his head and he's given absolutely no thought about what just happened until he got that last kill. And I don't exactly know what Knight Rider did over there, because he could have straight up gone to the plant, right? But Flex, that beautiful, like but then he went back to get Flex's kill. He thought he was going to be pushing in after that Molotov went down, and then he realized immediately that no, he's not coming in, and yeah, that was it. And that shock dart, what a beautiful play by Flex, and that got his team the round. 11 on the board.
Yeah, true.
Force One, they are looking vulnerable now.
True that. I mean, planting when you're already down 50 HP, planting default against a Sova, it's very much understood that the shock darts are going to come in. And had he gone for the plant over there, he would have been anyway taken down by the shock dart, which he was done in return. So he had to kind of go for something else. And that is the reason why he kind of pushed up to get the kill. But this time around, I am expecting something different. Looking up Rafa, he's always given his team certain entry, but F1 returns in kind, shuts down Rafa almost instantly. Look at this man go with the op. This is the reason why people called him the op god, but this time around he's been shut down. Heavan is going to trade on the back of him, and that sort of denies any sort of run advantage. Again, Godlike, they do have the man advantage in this round. They can really take it to match point here. Again, RVK, the solo player who survives with 15 HP and with the Sheriff in hand, I don't think he'll be able to pull off a lot in this one.
Yeah, I mean, there is two players who are on complete health except for Rexy, who's on 1 HP. Ooh, the timing just gets him, and now his position is given up. That flash not going to be to any avail, but Deathmaker is going to be taking him down anyway. And And there it is. Match point for Godlike. And Salty, I do want to ask you one thing though.
Match
We just
point.
saw Rexy was down to 1 HP, right? And if you've played Sky before, how annoying is it that you can heal your teammates but you can't heal yourself? When you're down to 1 HP.
Dude, trust me. I mean, the only call that you get from your teammates, especially in my lobbies, is like, bro, you cannot die. You cannot die for God's sake. And I mean, that's what you do, right? You be the nurse for the team, stay behind, and kind of press E all the time. But yeah, that's about it. And coming back to the game again, Team Godlike. They are 12 rounds already, and the ultimate comes up, which is going to take down any sort of opportunity which Team Force One had. We can see the showstopper coming in. All the kills are coming in, are falling in for Team Godlike, and only one player remains. RVK again is up for a mammoth task in the 1v5, but will get butchered down completely. All the GGs come in. And rightfully so, because this has been a match which deserves a lot of credit, because I feel the sportsmanship spirit from both the teams is something which is unmatched, right? Godlike and F1, both of them took it in a different way. This was a fun game, a chill game, and sometimes that is what games should be, right? Sure, this is the competitive circuit, but then when it does not affect the overall image of things, when it does not affect the overall points table, then these players are also allowed to have fun.
Yeah, they are definitely allowed to have fun, and they did, as we saw. 5 duelist meta for the first time, and probably the last time as well, unless we see somebody from another team who's got their last match left and it does not affect their overall standings. You know, maybe why we might see, you never know, Velocity come up with this, or you know, any other team come up with this on the other side. But it is going to be it for now, though, ladies and gentlemen, as Godlike absolutely secure this beautiful match as 2-0. And let's just dive into the match highlights to look at what exactly was this completely unexpected matchup between Force One and Godlike, where we saw the 5 duelist meta. And guys, if you are watching what exactly Force One did right now, you should be knowing that if you have a 5 duelist meta in a professional match, and even if you're having fun, it doesn't quite work out, whether you're on attack or defense, especially on bind. So, bit of advice from your favorite, teams. 5 duelist meta are definitely fun, but will not come up to fruition for you to win our match. And Godlike, they're going to be taking complete use, or they're going to make complete use of that, and they're going to be going in, and pretty sure they're going to go up above on the table as well. Force One, that was a very, very, entertaining try to get everything done on their side. They brought it very close, to be honest. They were almost close to 9-7, right? And they probably could have brought it back. But Godlike, they just held their ground so well, and they just, did so many things right, even after they gave up those rounds, that, you would expect them to win, because they've got the right lineup. They've got the people who play those lineups perfectly. Whereas on the other side, you've got RVK on Raze. You've got Shivi on Yor. And you've got all these players who are not at all probably used to playing these, unless they've played it in their normal ranked matches. And these were a couple of rounds that we were thinking, what exactly were GODL doing? Because you saw that Deathmaker dashed into his own teammate, and and Flex was trying to come back. Deathmaker was trying to go front. And when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object in Valorant, you're just going to get killed. Both of them.
True that. And again, like, sure, Force One did kind of win some rounds on their attacking side. They were actually executing it perfectly. I'm not sure if Godlike were kind of restraining themselves and kind of giving the fun back to Force One as well, courtesy some sportsmanship spirit. But then the fact that Godlike sort of dominated the entire thing, right? They didn't give them an inch of space Force One to work with, especially the way they countered the final few rounds. Just goes to show that 5 duelist tactic isn't something which is very viable professionally. I mean, in my lobbies, maybe sometimes in the silver lobbies can get away with it, but nah, that's not happening in a professional game. And these teams, both of them, they did have a lot of fun in the process, a lot of good kills, a lot of display of skill, but overall, this match was so surprising. It was hellly surprise, honestly, because I felt like this is something which is definitely required.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I mean, it because we are all of us. The reason we're here, it's not just about the competitiveness. It's also about that friendship, and it is for the fans, right? I'm
Yep.
pretty sure all of these teams know that they are, their fans mean just as much to them as the victory, even more for that matter. And as we, talk about this matchup more and talk about how the fans would have definitely enjoyed this, we're going to be taking both of us. We're just going to be shifting on to another desk as we're going to be joining Assassin on the analyst desk. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be back with word from our sponsors as we head in to break down this game and see exactly what happened between Godlike and Force One.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the analyst desk of the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. I'm your host, Assassin47, joined by casters and analysts Salty and Universe. Well, to be honest, we kind of expected this match to go all the three maps, but it looks like that Godlike Esports are going to be finishing it pretty quickly. A quick 2 for sure. And there is a lot to break down. So let's quickly head on towards the map veto screen and, let's see how exactly did both of these teams, put up their respective performances on both of these maps. I mean, on the map of Haven, it was at least pretty damn close, right? It was 13-10. And then on the map of Bind, it was 13-7. On the map of Bind, we saw Force One Esports bring out 5 duelists. Come on, Aggressive. Starting with you, what do you think about the map of Haven and how exactly did Godlike Esports bag the win there?
I mean, I don't exactly know what happened over there because, especially in the second map, right? Godlike Esports first map, what a beautiful performance. Honestly, kudos to them because Godlike, they did so much in that second half of Haven and they shut down Force One in every single way that they possibly could. Force One, they had a pretty good lead, 8-4, with there were clutches that came in from the hands of RVK. That 1v4 we saw, and highlight moments across the board for the side of Force One in that first half. Definitely 8-4 scoreline, and they would have been very happy with it. But after that, when the side shifted, everything shifted. It wasn't just the scoreline; it was the momentum that went to the side of Godlike. It was the advantage that went to the side of Godlike. It was everything that Godlike used in their favor to bring out everything that they needed, because Force One, they just could not defend. And Godlike, as a result, put up so many rounds in return, back to back to back. And Force One couldn't do anything about it. And even though that first half was commendable and we thought that Force One might just run away with this game, Godlike, they brought it back in such amazing, stylish fashion that they deserved that victory. And Godlike, they're gonna be very happy with that first map for sure. But the second map, I'm just gonna throw it onto your hands, Assassin, because I'm pretty sure I had enough of a say as to what just happened in Bind. But I think I want to hear your opinions as to. I mean, I don't even know, man.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely are going to be passing on towards Salty for map number 2. But before that, I mean, I just want to quickly highlight the fact that I guess Force One Esports had a little bit of a tech issue going on for today as well, right? I guess their bootcamp internet wasn't looking at the max level. I'm not really sure what's up, but then I saw a lot of them just teleport here and there, and Force One Esports is just having a bad time overall. So maybe that is one of the reasons why they were not able to close out certain affairs as well against Godlike Esports. But then Godlike Esports, they themselves were playing really, really good today. So not going to take anything away from them. Now I'm going to pass on the mic to Salty so that he can break down map number 2 for us. I mean, I'm definitely sure that he loved that 5-man duelist setup coming out from the side of Force One Esports.
It was unexpected, right? I mean, I came in cast one day and I got to see a 5-man duelist. That was amazing, honestly. I didn't expect that, but in all honesty, it was fun watching. And at certain moments, it even felt like they got that advantage working in, right? When you have 5 duelists in hand, you have players who are capable of winning 1v1 duels all by their own free will. They don't need someone to flash for them. They don't need someone to fall back upon. They are individually capable of obliterating armies, and that's what we got to see. Rafa moving up all by himself, taking players down, healing himself back again. Phoenix also doing similar work. They had 3 players who can flash for themselves. The Yoru, they had the Phoenix, and the Reyna. So it sort of worked out, especially in the attacking side of things. But when you really talk about it in the overall aspect, I mean, it was already in Godlike's pockets, because I mean, when they picked up that 5-man duelist, everybody knew that it's going to be Godlike. But the way they executed certain rounds looked like, someday, maybe in the future, maybe in 22nd century, a 5-man duelist can work out. Some scientist might work out a way to, get the formula working. But Godlike, they had the match in the back completely, and it looked right. They had the default picks. They had 2 initiators to work with, the Sova and the Sky, which is again the default lineup, 2 controllers to work with. Everything was basic for them, and they respected the opposition the way it should be.
Definitely. I mean, see, even in that 5-man duelist setup coming out from the side of Force One Esports, we saw so many funny moments, and they were just in general having a lot of fun as well. So, Force One Esports, props for them to, putting up such an amazing performance against Godlike Esports. But yeah, hard luck. They had a lot of tech issues going on today, so they were not able to close it out. Let's quickly jump in towards the group standings, and now I'm going to tell you guys what exactly we were talking about in the pre-game analysis as well. Where Godlike Esports is going to go ahead and grab that second spot on the group standings. And Force One Esports, they are going to be relegated a position below. So they're going to move on towards the 3rd spot. And Godlike are going to get promoted over towards the 2nd spot as well. And you know what? They're going to be very happy. Like, they're sitting very, very close to Global Esports. And Godlike Esports, unfortunately, are not going to be able to move on top now. I mean, this was their final game. So it's pretty much over for the group stages. Now we will see who exactly is gonna, crowned to be the champion as well into the playoffs. But your thoughts on the group standings, Universe?
Yeah, I mean, I did not expect this to go the way it did. I thought it was gonna be at least a bare minimum of 3 maps that we were going to see today. But Godlike, they're going to be taking that with open arms, and they're going to go ahead and put up 12 points on the board, right behind Global Esports, who have had the most daunting run in this group. No losses whatsoever for Global Esports. And Now that this group standing has been reaching its its ultimate stage, we have, I think, just one matchup left, and that is probably between Inazuma and Valor, because I can see that everybody else has finished their 7 matches, and now that the top three actually has been decided, it is for Valor to see whether they can make it on top of Tempest, because if they win that, they're going to be taking the 4th spot. And if Inazuma win it, I don't know exactly how that's going to pan out. Maybe it'll come down to the number of maps won or head to head or whatever that might be, the technical state of things, how it is going to be if Inazuma win against Valor. But this last match of this group is going to be for that spot of number 4 and to make it to the playoffs and try to do everything that they can between Valor and Inazuma. But today, it was all about Godlike, and it was all about that five duelist meta that just came out from the hands of Force One. What a beautiful, entertaining match that was for the viewers and for all of us to watch. And yeah, this is going to be the top 3 and the bottom 2, I should believe. As Simple and Insignia, I should assume that they're relegated, Assassin, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, exactly. So if they do go ahead and lose it out, then they stand a chance to get relegated as well. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be that intense moment coming out from the rest of the teams who have got a game or two left for themselves as well. So we're gonna be looking forward to seeing what exactly they're gonna do in their matchups, which is gonna be coming up. So don't worry, guys. But both the games today were also goddamn exciting, and to be honest, today was that day where both the matches were really close. At least the first one was where it went all 3 maps, and the second match of the day was where Godlike Esports just went ahead and took it, made it a quick 2-0 as well. So yeah, congratulations to both the teams. I mean, Global Esports and Godlike Esports for putting up the big W's as well on the board for yourselves. And unfortunately, to the teams who lost today, Team Simple and Team Force One Esports. I mean, especially for Team Simple, really feels bad because they're not going to be able to make it to the playoffs. But then Force One Esports, it's completely fine. Things are not going to change that much, except for, of course, as I said, the placement on the group standings as well. So Force One Esports, they still are making it to the playoffs, and we're going to be seeing them fighting it out over there. Let's hope that their internet gets fixed till then. But yeah, jokes aside, today was an amazing day, guys. Can't wait to see what exactly tomorrow is going to offer as well. And I'm pretty sure that this being the TEC Gauntlet Season 1 powered by WD_BLACK and AMD Ryzen Radeon, fun, entertainment, and tons of Valorant action comes every single day. So yeah, with that said and done, we are pretty much done for the day as well. Both the halves were incredible, and tomorrow we have got more for you guys, so don't forget to tune in tomorrow as well, 3:30 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. IST sharp. And also, before we sign it off, I want you guys to go ahead and check out the links down in the description below as well, coming out from our sponsors, WD_BLACK and AMD Ryzen Radeon. Check out the amazing deals that they have got for you as well, because it might just help you for your next big upgrade as well. While you're at it, also scan the QR code and grab yourselves a can of Red Bull. Get it all sorted and ready for tomorrow's matchups, because I promise tomorrow is going to be even more exciting. Until then, I'm your host, Assassin47, signing off alongside Salty and Universe. You guys are watching the TEC Gauntlet Season 1 powered by WD_BLACK and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We're going to be seeing you guys tomorrow. Good night, sweet dreams.